Okay, shut up. I need to share the screen with you. That's the last thing. I almost forgot to do that.
Share the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, can you share your screams with me?
Yeah, there you go.
Cool, I'll just collect that one in my screen
Nice.
folder.
Anyway, I think I'm just gonna start. I think I'm just gonna start there.
Do you want me to do the... Oh, okay.
No, fucking. I'm just gonna start there. Fuck it. We're already going.
Nice.
Shit. Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the STIMPYLAND commentaries. Very special episode today. We're looking at The Wrath of Cortex Revisited, review by the STIMPYLAND, the most viewed video. I have to adjust this screen. There we go. The most viewed video. And the most controversial, the most loved, but the most hated. This is the most polarizing video. I actually happen to fall on the side of the debate that really does not like this video at all. And I feel like my insight is actually worth something, since I made it. You know? And I don't think it's really good. This is the one I've really been kind of dreading to watch, you know? I mentioned this multiple times, but I'll just do so again. You know, I'm sure everybody's got, like, a game they love, but there's just content in it that they fucking dread playing, you know? It's the main reason I don't revisit Spyro 3 so much, because while I like that game a lot, like the Sergeant Bird and then especially the Agent 9 stuff, as well as some of the minigames like Bentley Boxing and stuff, I find so annoying. Like, it kind of puts a damper on the rest of the game, you know, because I want to just enjoy it, but I'm just dreading having to eventually play the boxing or eventually having to play Agent 9, you know?
Yeah.
And this was the main source of my anxiety for the STIMPYLAND commentaries, really, was this fucking video, because I was really not looking forward to watching this one again, because, you know, it's been a surprisingly positive experience so far, and it's been, like, aside from, like, the shit talking, it's been pretty wholesome, you know, it's been not too terrible, but this video, unfortunately, I'm really not looking forward to this one. Something I will say about this video, I think it is probably the most, like, competently made, but also the stupidest, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of the editing, and then just kind of, like, I guess the structure of the video, it's, like, kind of organized, and then, like, it's edited well. This is just based on my memory, so I might end up being surprised by this video, but the criticisms are the worst.
I think it is just, like, the spurgy shit that a lot of people have problems with. Which I haven't, I haven't seen this video in fucking forever, so I can't even remember specifically any of the call-outs or any of the long rants. The one thing I do remember was just the long rant on the fucking submarine levels. Other than that, I can't remember too much else.
Yeah.
But
I remember a few details, but they'll come up as we're doing it. So for, like, most of the other ones that I was kind of dreading getting around to, like, the other reviews I thought were bad, I kind of braced myself for them, but I've been bracing myself for this one pretty much since we started, and, like, I've only wanted to put this off, so I'm going in, like, pretty raw, because I have not sort of prepared myself to watch this video, so we're just gonna fucking get in it. And I should say, we're not gonna be doing viewer questions at the end of this episode, just because I know for a fact this one's gonna be fucking long, you know?
Yep.
Because this is by far the longest video we're going to watch. So this one's gonna be fucking long, so we're just gonna go through it. So yeah, now, hopefully without further ado, let's get started. Liam, you got anything you want to say before we start?
Not really. Just, yeah, really, like, very, like, there's a, you know, I'm kind of excited slightly, but also, very,
cautious.
You know.
Nervous.
Cautious. Yes, nervous, cautious, anxious.
I am anxious too. This is like the only, aside from when we did the first episode, I was getting some nerves there. I was like, ooh, this might not be so good, you know. And then I ended up enjoying it a lot. You know, we had fun.
Yeah.
And I haven't felt that way about any of the, even when we got to the Nitro Kart one, which we had to do again. You know, like, even that one, I wasn't really feeling much, and we live streamed it too, but I wasn't anxious about that. But this one, I'm not gonna lie, this one's kind of getting to me. So
yeah,
we're just gonna go into this one fucking raw.
Just fucking rip this band-aid off.
Yep, but then we'll finish it tonight, and when we're done with this, that is the worst. That is the worst of content in the Stimpyland done, and it's just smooth sailing from there. The next few videos, I don't think they're particularly great, like the SpongeBob reviews. I don't think they're very good. Like the Revenge of the Flying Dutchman one, I know I apparently say a lot of stupid stuff in that one, but I don't think it gets this bad ever again. So, yeah. Anyway. Sorry for delaying the inevitable. Let's stop doing that. Let's just fucking go. Let's do it.
Let's just jump right into it.
Hey, let's just jump right into it. Oh, wait. Before we start, I guess I should probably say my thoughts on this game. Wrath of Cortex.
I think,
hold on.
Do that in the initial...
I'm going to say it quickly right now, and then we're going to elaborate, more on points as we get into the video. But my thoughts, it's not that bad. That's a big source of anxiety, is that I get really angry at this video, at this game, but the game is not that bad. Like, it's definitely not good. Or I don't think so, anyway. But, between this or Crash to Insanity, I would much rather play this game, because something that nobody talks about, and I don't think I mention it in this review, in this video, in this rant, is the fact that Wrath of Cortex, unlike basically every other Crash game, is barely any glitches. It's pretty airtight. I'm sure there are glitches. There
are some frame rate issues,
Yeah, and there's stuff like that. But it's pretty airtight otherwise. Literally every other Crash game has had tons of glitches and problems.
Yeah.
Even the PS1 games weren't safe from the occasional glitch or oversight, Penguin Yay 1 or a lot of the weird mechanics in 3 and 2 and shit. But Wrath of Cortex is pretty airtight, It feels like a finished game. Not a particularly good game, but a finished game, which is way unlike Crash Twinsanity, which just feels blatantly unfinished. I would much rather play even though Twinsanity is shorter, I would much rather play Wrath of Cortex. I'm gonna be honest. Games it just hasn't aged very well, but I don't know. It's I think you said you played it a while ago. It's fun. It's fine.
Yeah.
But so those are just kind of our brief thoughts. I don't think the game is great. If I really wanted to rant about it, I could. I think it's kind of the impression I get from Wrath of Cortex is you put Crash Bandicoot through Google Translate, and it kind of came out as this just clearly off. Something was not right about it,
Because like you said, I played Wrath pretty recently actually, and I think the best way I could sum up my thoughts on it is, it feels like it's not a great game, but it's definitely an admirable attempt at trying to recreate something like Crash 3. An admirable attempt at capturing the fun of those games. It kind of just went a little too overboard in some areas, but I don't think it's the worst thing.
There's a general sort of lack of ambition about the whole thing. But anyway, now we have really delayed for long enough, so let's kickstart this video with a fart. There we go. Okay.
Oh my god.
That was pretty good. All right. Let's go.
So back in July of 2013,
you can hear it, right?
Back when my outlook was almost completely different, I thought I'd try my hand at reviewing some games. I decided to take a look at a series of games that were close, special, and personal to me. The Crash Bandicoot series. This series was all over the place. It had some fantastic entries and some major stinkers as well. I had tons of fun reviewing all those Crash games. You can also tell that my outlook changed pretty quickly once I started those reviews. At first, I was a Let's Play channel. I played random games with my friends, and I really
do like this little
have a
history.
strong following. I had
this really is a calm before the storm, huh?
In a year. I mean more than that in the last couple of months, but I digress.
Hold on, I didn't hear what I said there.
And I really didn't have a strong following. I had only about 300 subs or so, in a year. I mean more than that in the last couple of months, but I digress. Reviews are something that would be just a little extra thing on the side, not something that I would do regularly. However, when I put out that first review of Crash 1, I was really proud of it. Now, I wasn't very good at reviewing at the time, but I had potential, and over time I got much better at it. Now, it's all
I think I'm better at it now, I could say that. I don't think there was, I don't think I learned a ton. I think the difference was that I just got better at editing videos, you know what I mean? That was really it. Better at editing, yeah.
Because better audio quality in this, obviously.
Because it's the same criticisms that don't make any sense. It's the same explaining the story for no reason. It's the same fucking unfunny smoke weed every day jokes and other shit like that. It's kind of the same. It's same shit, different toilet. it just looks shinier because I fucking, got better at editing. And now I'm like, even better at it. Oh, something I probably should mention about this video. Part of the reason why this video is the way it is, and I've realized this now, is this video was made, and this is probably going to surprise some of you, those of you that are just jumping into this episode that haven't seen other ones, because I believe I've mentioned this before, but this video was made in 1 week, and that is playing the game, writing the script, recording the footage, doing all that. That is 1 week. I did the whole thing, and editing, all that was 1 week I did for this video. I didn't have shit going on that time. I was going to school, but, I didn't do homework because it's fucking a waste of time. Don't do it. It's a waste. High school's gay. Yeah, school's shit. But yeah, that's what I did. I just did it in, a whole fucking week. I just locked myself in my fucking room and I just worked on this fucking video. And I think it's really fucking impressive, the fact that it was done in a week, but at the same time, it's I can't believe the monster I created. It's one of the worst videos on fucking YouTube. I hate it. Well, let's I do like this sort of backstory, though. But, yeah. It's calm before the storm, as you said.
I do. Definitely. Because my old reviews were so-so in quality, the reaction was pretty mixed. Simply put, my old reviews weren't that great. I skipped over shit, I contradicted myself half the time, I stole jokes from other YouTubers and thought that nobody would notice. My microphone was it just sounded horrendous, and what the fuck was with the rating system? Out of 7? What was I thinking? I don't think rating games at all is good, but if I really had to, I could have done it out of 5 or 10, but 7? That's such a... I don't even know. After I finished the Crash reviews, I decided to go on hiatus from reviewing games. Give myself some time to cool down, look at what was wrong with the old reviews, and how I could improve.
Again, that's... I don't know. There wasn't really much of that going on. It was more just I don't know what the fuck it was. It was just distancing myself from them,
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
It's interesting.
It's weird. I don't really know what to say other than I don't know about... I don't think there was much introspection going on there. I was kind of just hanging out for a few months, and then I just did more videos.
You realized that out of 7 was done.
I made a comeback by reviewing the first 3 games of the Spyro series.
Wait, what were we gonna say? Sorry, I cut you off.
Alright, you realized that, the out of 7 shit was dumb. There's a little bit of self-awareness, self-reflection there, but...
But, I'm gonna be honest, I would rather watch one of those out of 7 videos than this. Just because this video's too fucking long. Oh, that's something else I should probably mention. I had no idea what the length of this video was going to be. I thought this was going to be a 20-minute video. And then the script was fucking 20 pages, and I'm like, okay. And then the video was finished, and I looked at the time, and I was like, 47 minutes. Okay, I didn't see that coming. I don't have no idea how I did it, how I did this video in 1 week. That is the craziest shit ever. But, yeah, anyway.
And how I could improve. Recently, I made a comeback by reviewing the first 3 games of the Spyro series. Spyro 1 and 2 are my favorite games of all time, so I had a lot to say. Spyro 3, not so much, but I still had a lot to say about it. I have improved so much, but those old shitty reviews are still getting watched. I always wanted to revisit one, but I was never sure which. Although after getting comments on my Wrath of Cortex review, all giving me the same excuses for defending the game, and tons of wondrous and kind-hearted criticism, I knew that I just had to revisit the Wrath of Cortex. Which is what I'm gonna do. Right now. Let's start this shit!
Hey, the fucking STIMPYLAND intro. Pat was telling me he was annoyed because literally every time you put this intro on YouTube, it's compressed to fucking shit. And it's true.
Really?
Yeah.
It's probably, it probably fucking, the video gets artifacting a lot and shit because
of all the fucking colors? Yeah.
Yeah. All the fucking moving swirls and colors and shit.
But,
pretty hard to post.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Quality. I'm sure you probably could do that today with some
here's
fucking
the
super
thing. This is my problem, is a lot of people sort of took this away. Like what I said, people coming up with excuses for defending the game.
Yeah.
And a lot of, I think, people have sort of come to me and been like, oh, I thought that video was funny. I thought you were just kind of being hyperbolic. I wasn't. That's the problem. Very embarrassing. I wasn't being hyperbolic. I was actually how dare you like this game? I was actually offended over that because I didn't really have much going on, Now, it's different, you gotta do something pretty heinous for me to say how dare you? If you like Wrath of Cortex, I will just, I kind of admire the game. I don't think it's great, but if you, I don't know, let me think of something stupid. If you like Sonic Adventure 2, I will make fun of you ruthlessly, but I'd still be your friend. I'd still, I wouldn't hate you. I'd still be willing to talk to you, but I would make plenty of jokes about it, and it would be very funny for me, and not so much for you. But, yeah. Yeah, that would be very embarrassing for you. But yeah, you know, I don't really give a shit about that sort of stuff. I was like very, very personally offended that people were, you know, trying to defend the Wrath of Cortex, because I think the game it's just weird now, because like I think it's okay. Like it's definitely not the greatest game in the world, but if there's any video that sort of any game that deserved sort of like this sort of, you know, this dissecting, this analysis of just like everything wrong about it, I feel like Crash Twinsanity is really that game. I'm gonna be honest, that's probably, aside from like some shitty spin-offs like Purple and other crap that doesn't fucking exist, like Twinsanity is probably my least favorite Crash game. I think that one's just the worst, because the game is just blatantly fucking unfinished, and the music is just the worst thing in the world. Like, it's so bad, and I hate it. And the cutscenes aren't funny, and it's just like the game was not tested at all. It just doesn't feel finished. It's completely unfinished. That's how I feel about the game.
It was just super rushed, and so much shit was cut.
Yeah, but
like, it's a really cool.
It's like 2 hours long, and there's
I know.
many glitches.
I'm saying,
music,
I think the game. I think the game is an interesting game to like look at and for people to like dig into and find all the shit. Like, it's something
it's
to
fun
like.
To break.
It's a game that you can like. Yeah, just like breaking it and finding like shit that was cut and learning more about.
People are beating the game in 15 minutes. Yeah.
Like shit like that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's a game where no one should ever play it ever, or anything.
Yeah,
like
but
that,
I don't think it's a good game at all. Like, you know, I think there's plenty of reasons to play that game. I find it very fascinating. You know, I find that game fun in the same way that I kind of find the Star Wars prequels enjoyable. Like, because, you know, I happen to enjoy the original Star Wars trilogy a lot. You know, just because I think they're good movies. You know, I don't think they're these masterpieces the way some people do, but I think they're pretty fun movies. While the prequels are horrible. Like, those are terrible movies, but I love them because I just find them absolutely fascinating. You know? Like, yeah. I'm not feeling all the emotions I'm supposed to feel in all the key scenes, you know? Like, I usually end up laughing more at the love scenes, you know? Like, between Anakin and Padme and shit, you know? Like, I find those to be the funniest thing. But, you know, I don't know, it's like
we should probably get back into the review, though. We're digressing to the fucking Star Wars prequels.
Yeah, I know, but I was just gonna say, to tie that back to Twinsanity, you know, I feel like there is reason to play Twinsanity, you know, but, like, just to break it, but as an actual game itself, from a completely, you know, sort of casual perspective, you know, like, you're just playing the game the way the developers intended, it's bad. Well, this game is, like, mostly fine. Like, it's got stupid stuff. It's dumb, but it at least feels like a finished game. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. So, let's do this.
I am the STIMPYLAND.
I love this intro, though.
To parts unknown. Now come
I don't even care that it's a Spurgy. It's the best.
My journey to do things. Away.
Epic.
With the sound effect. Look at this shit.
I think the text is definitely one of the best parts of it.
Yeah. Because it's got the images flashing in the back, which was a reference to the old one. But yeah. And the Ian's noise.
I'm not going to bother with any dazzling intro montages, so I'm just going to jump right into this. Now, I need to step back and explain a few things. In order to understand this video, you have to know where I was coming from at the time. At the time of making that Wrath review, I had figured, hey, everyone hates the Wrath of Cortex. I thought that Wrath of Cortex was just a unanimously hated game like Bubsy 3D or Sonic 06. I didn't put much effort into that review because I didn't think anyone would care.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if that's true, what I just said. Where, you know, that's just interesting, what I just said. I didn't think anybody would care. Well, I didn't think anybody would care, because I still kind of never really got the fact that, like, oh yeah, people are watching these reviews. Like, it never really clicked for me, like, you know, hey, stop being retarded, and stop, like, making fun of random people. You know, like, that never really clicked for me, but, like, you know, I don't think what I just said is true. Like, you know, I assumed that the game was just unanimously hated. I didn't think so. Like, I don't think I thought that. That's what I'm saying. And I don't think that now, and I don't think I thought that at the time. So, there's, like, one lie out of several. There's a lot of dumb stuff in this video, by the way. I'm just, like, kind of remembering now, and it's all coming back to me, and that's pretty good.
Since everyone hated on the Wrath of Cortex, or so I thought. As it turns out, I made a pretty bad judgment call. I was surprised to see how many people actually liked the Wrath of Cortex, and when these people saw a video that basically shat all over the game and never gave it a serious look, it pissed them off a lot. I can probably tell you that a majority of negative comments on my channel can be attributed to this review alone. You can tell that I really didn't take this review seriously. On more than one occasion, I just called out my friends in the middle of the video. I screwed up on a lot of shit, and that microphone. You can very easily get hit by something you would not have time to react to. Ew. I thought my first review was unfair.
Ew.
And that
Angry Birds text. Yeah. Oh, man. So this is what bothers me, is what I know I'm gonna do is, I'm like, this is the most, you know, I get, like, really fucking, like, high on my own farts right here. I don't know what else to fucking say. It's like, I get, like, you know, this is the most sort of, you know, I'm gonna give this game a fair shot and tell
This
you
is the
why
most
it's
detailed
so bad
review you're
and
gonna
why
find
you can't
on the
like it.
internet.
This is the most intricate, detailed thing in the world. And it's like, shut the fuck up. Fucking go to bed. Like, Jesus Christ, it's really annoying.
I was basically just
brown
making a whole
nosing
joke
yourself.
of the game. Also, the review was fucking crap. This time, it will be...
By the way, I don't think that review is that bad. I think that's one of the best. Like, it's stupid, and the calling out I fucking hate. But, like,
Yeah.
it's honestly, like, one of the better reviews. Like, I still don't think it's good. But, like, you know, it's better than the Nitro Kart one. You know, that one is the fucking worst. Like, aside from this, that one's the worst. Because it just, I can't see the game. It's a racing game. It was, like, it's really, really dumb.
The graphics look good, but I'm going too fast and I can't see them.
Yeah. I think I spoke about that already when I had Pat on, so I'm not going to elaborate on that here, but I don't think that was what I meant, but yeah. Whatever.
different. I'm not going to be making a serious, in-depth analysis of the game. No bullshit, no jokes, no bias. Honest, in-depth, serious analysis.
Serious,
this
bro.
review is probably going to be a lot less humor-filled and a lot more informative. I'll be...
Wrong. Wrong. Big wrong. That's wrong.
Big no thanks.
Big no thanks. That's the thing. This video was made in a week, and I know for a fucking fact I did not proofread the script.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this video probably was... I probably did, like, you know, set out to make that... Like, how do I describe it? It's like... The video started in one place and ended in a completely different place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
Dissecting this game level by level and proving to you that this game is simply put bad. I'll be backing everything up with legitimate reasons, and evidence will be shown from the game. This review will be more detailed than any of my other reviews, and probably the most detailed review of this game you can find.
Wow. See, look at that. Whew. Whew. Yeah, it's not really the most detailed review. It's more like someone fucking whining about this game for like 10 fucking years. By the way, I know for a fact, and a meme is coming up here, something where I say, wait until the end before leaving a comment, because that was...
Oh, fuck!
Yes, you
I remember that, yeah.
Remember that.
Holy shit.
That was... My AC is going. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm too fucking lazy to turn it off now.
Oh, I can't hear it.
My fucking... That came from... What was it? That wasn't like a meme, really. That was me just being like, yo, my argument's fucking airtight. Literally, if you hear this, you can't fucking disagree, because it's actually just fact. So if you just hear the entire thing, then you'll, like, know everything. You know, like, you reach the last page and you're like, it all clicks! You know, that's like, that's what I was thinking. Not, you know, it's just weird. Like, I'm just stating my fucking biases about this game, like, as though, it's just weird. Like, I state my opinion as though it's fact. I fucking hate that, because that's not what I do now. You know? Now if I do that, I would just, like, I just make fun of that shit now, but, yeah.
I will be going in full detail on almost every level. This also means that the video will probably be very long, and a lot of questions will be answered, so I encourage you to
Wait until the end before leaving a comment.
If you have a question, it is likely I will answer it. If you leave a comment asking a question that was already answered in the video, I'm just gonna tell you to go home and die. First off, we're gonna refute some common arguments against my old review.
I loved this game as a kid.
Yeah, because that's totally relevant.
Ew.
I'm not going to be judging on nostalgia at all. Nostalgia is an unfair criticism as it caters specifically to you. Saying you enjoyed it as a kid really doesn't mean shit. Let me tell you something.
I don't know about that. Like, you know...
Well, it differs from person to person, I think, you know.
Yeah.
If you want to seriously, if you want to make a serious in-depth analysis, no, but if you want to actually, like, critique a game or critique any piece of media, yeah. If you want to critique any piece of media in depth.
Yeah. In depth. Sorry, continue.
I think nostalgia shouldn't be a factor that brings that you should use if you're actually trying to critique something. But if you're explaining to someone why I like this, I think it's fine. It's just, you know, it might not be the best thing in the world, but I really, really enjoyed it. I have a lot of nostalgia for it, and I still have fun
what
with
I'm
it.
doing right here, and it's fucking dumb, it's taking YouTube comments very, very seriously. That's what this is.
Yeah.
That is
You're
me,
taking them too literally.
Taking them very literally and too seriously. You know, just being like, you know, like, if they say, oh, you know, I liked the game as a kid, where's the facts and logic, fucking liberal? Get fucking lasered to death. You know, it's like...
Yeah, exactly.
Tayoken! Do one of those to a fucking, you know, libtard leaving a comment on my video saying, I like Wrath of Cortex as a kid. Fuck you, bitch. No, yeah, so, penises.
Right now, and this is probably going to surprise you. Hell, I doubt half of you will even believe me when I say it, but Wrath of Cortex was one of the first video games I ever played. In fact, Wrath of Cortex was not only the first Crash game I ever played, and the first platformer I ever played, but also the first game I ever played on a console.
This is true. This is actually true. Yeah, but this was the first game I ever played, and,
It was Crash 3 for me. Wow.
I feel like there's there's got to be like an element of like insecurity here as well, you know, just being like, you know, hey, like, I'm just like super, like, I'm just super critical of this fucking game, you know, like, I don't give it a fair shot, you know?
I also don't like, I don't like, because, you know, you're using this against the nostalgia argument where you're like, well, I played it as a kid, I can't speak English, you're like, I played it as a kid and I think it's good, and I don't like it, so nostalgia doesn't exist for you, so fuck off. Like, that's what you're saying. Kind of.
Like, if you want to like the game because you liked it when you were young, that's fine. Like, that's kind of the reason why I sort of enjoy this game now. I still wouldn't say it's good, but, like, it's not as bad as I'm making it out. It is really not. Like, there's a lot of boneheaded, stupid fucking decisions, but, like, if you break the game down, if you get this fucking autistic within analyzing a game, it's like, you can make any game look like shit, so I don't, like, I just find this all to be a waste of time.
Look, maybe because, I think, you know why it is, Michael? It's because, you know, you said, you know, your homework shit, you didn't do it.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you had English homework, you just never learned the difference between subjective and objective, so you thought it was the same word, so, you know, you just...
Exactly.
My opinion is fact.
No, I really did think, like, you know, some opinions were just facts, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that anymore. Like, I really don't give a shit, you know. Raphael keeps trying to... One of our friends keeps trying to, you know, convince me that Drake and Josh is a good show, and I just shoot him down every time because I fucking hate Drake and Josh. It's the most unfunny garbage in the world, but if you like it, whatever, I'll just tease you about it. I don't actually give a shit. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Where is Drake and Josh Revisited? Review by the Stimpyland, though. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You know?
I'll be judging why this show is really bad and you shouldn't like it.
It's because Dan Schneider made it.
Before.
And he keeps trying to tickle my feet, so let's continue.
Console's my absolute favorite,
shit.
the PS2. Oh, and for those who are curious, the first game that I ever played was Freddy Fish in the Case of the Stolen Conch Shell. You're welcome. Guys, I love Red
Yes, that's true. That was the first one.
What the fuck is that game?
It's a fucking...
Like a point and
humongous entertainment, yeah. Classic click and point games.
I didn't have, like, we had, like, a family PC, but
everybody
we didn't have any
in the comments is going to be shitting all over you, because that game is, like, a beloved fucking classic.
I'm sorry,
like,
I didn't...
Freddy Fish, what's that? Super Mario, never heard of it. No, like...
Fuck off. Okay, let's keep going. We're, like, 5 minutes in.
When I was little, Wrath of Cortex was the coolest thing in the world to me. But here's the problem. I was a kid, and kids are pretty easy to impress. Keep in mind, kids can't deduce shit about a game. They don't have years of knowledge and gaming experience.
What?
What did you say? Kids can't do shit about a game?
I don't think so.
Play.
By the way, the one thing I will say, cute little editing. I'm using Freddy Fish music right here, so that's pretty cute.
Here's the problem. I was a kid, and kids are pretty easy to impress. Keep in mind, kids can't deduce shit about a game.
Can't deduce.
Oh, okay. You just fucking...
They don't have years of
kids can't do shit from this game
under their belt because they're just stupid little fucking kids. They can't step back and give a game a serious analysis because they're just kids. If you show any regular person Sonic 06, they will most likely hate it. There are the glitches, the awful story, the weird graphics, just, you know, not very good game. But if you show Sonic 06 to a fucking stupid little kid, it's the coolest thing in the world to them. A kid doesn't see the weird story, graphics, or glitches. All they see is, whoa! Look at how fast he goes! He goes round and round and round in a loop, and he hits the guys, and they go, boom! OMG, look at how cool that is!
OMG!
Oh my God, there's all this stuff, and he goes, whoa! Look at that! That looks so cool! If you show a kid a game, any game, it is the coolest thing in the world to them, even if the game is total trash. I adored Wrath of Cortex as a kid because I was a kid. I really didn't know any better. As I got...
I don't know. I mean, like, I feel like kids can, like, kind of tell, like, when a game is good and when it's not, like, sort of. Kids are pretty easy to impress. So I feel like I'm a little too hard on kids. I don't know. You know, I'm getting a little too hard around the kids. I need to calm down. You know, I need to not be so hard when I'm next to kids. So let's continue.
Yeah.
Got better. I was able to step back and look at the game as a whole, and the fact of the matter is, it's not very good. Yes, I have nostalgia for Wrath of Cortex, but I can put nostalgia aside and give it an unbiased look. I therefore expect you to do the same.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's like my problem. It's like, you know, hey man, listen. This is look. I shouldn't be pausing so much. Basically, anytime I do something like that where I'm like, hey man, you know, you should think this, that's me taking YouTube comments very seriously, and that's me taking this stuff way too fucking seriously, and I just don't like that because I don't give a shit. It's a fucking waste of time to get this goddamn angry about some piece of shit PS2 game. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I'm gonna, as far as, you know, that, I'm gonna try and pause less, you know, around those things, because it makes me cringe really hard, but I'm just gonna fucking, you know, barrel through it, so let's go.
Yeah. So I grew
Peel
up
the
with this
Band-Aid
game
off.
is an invalid argument. If you go and tell me in the comments that you didn't see anything wrong with it when you were a kid, I'm just gonna tell you to
Go home and die.
and I'm gonna block you, and I'm not even gonna think twice about it because you're a total idiot if you write that. And don't write it in there as a joke either, because that makes you just as bad. Like, seriously, I'm like, even if you write that it's a joke in the comment, just don't say that. That is stupid beyond belief.
I'm being too critical.
I don't think it gets much stupider than this.
I don't like
Okay,
this fucking
just
little
sit
voice.
back and watch for a second.
I'm being too critical.
Hey, it's Batman.
Whoa, look at that.
That's cool.
Hey, Badman! What the fuck is wrong with you? Kingdom Hearts story is great. Sure, it's not well written, and the voice acting is bad, and the lip flaps look terrible, and the cutscenes make me want to kill myself, but the story is still good. Why should I let some little bitch like you judge what I play? Fuck you. Do you see how stupid that sounds? By the way, I was actually kidding in that segment. Batman is a cool guy, and you can check out more of his shitty shit by clicking on his crotch.
Nice.
I'm gonna criticize this game left and right, and there's nothing you can do about it. Alright, you little bitch? Yeah, I don't know what this is, but it's pretty stupid.
Stop
I get so fucking angry. It's so fucking stupid.
It's funny because you just fucking said you're like, see how stupid that sounds when you're like, you're making the whole skit of like, you know, being like, fuck you, Batman, you're a fucking idiot. How dare you not like this thing? And then you contradict yourself in seconds. Is that the fucking contradiction speedrun, dude?
Yes.
Did you get a world record?
Contradiction speedrun. The only
Any percent.
Well, here's the thing.
Any percent contradiction.
Any percent. I'm pretty bad at that because like literally everybody that goes to like the GDQ events, they all beat me because they're all fucking living contradictions. If you know what I mean.
True.
Yeah. Let's.
Fair. Probably shouldn't go into that. But yeah.
Let's.
But yeah.
Let's continue.
comparing it to the other Crash games.
No. These comparisons between the games
Angry
will
Birds
be
text.
made. If you're going to put out a game that plays exactly like the older installments in the series, then it better be as good or better than them. The reason I don't constantly draw comparisons between Crash of the Titans and Crash Warped is because they are two completely different games. Yes, they may be a part of the same series, but in terms of their core gameplay, they are very, very different.
By the way, not fucking true because there was plenty of, and there will continue to be. I'm pretty sure later on. I might be wrong about that though, but I'm pretty sure at this point there was plenty of comparing kart racers to games that were not kart racers and other things like that.
Was.
So fuck you, all right? That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
You
fuck
goddamn
you,
dude, you goddamn did compare those fucking games. It's so stupid. I get so fucking angry. It's just retarded. Like it's me like talking shit with people in the fucking comments. Like, and it's really really dumb. It's so stupid.
Very
Whatever.
Crash Bandicoot Warped is a linear 3D platformer, and Crash of the Titans is an open 3D beat-em-up.
It's not open, but Crash of the Titans is pretty fucking linear, but whatever.
You can go off and compare them on overall quality if you really want, but you can't go comparing the gem-grabbing gameplay of Warped to the mutant controlling in Titans. Wrath of Cortex, however, plays exactly as you would expect Warped to. No, I'm sorry. Correction there. Wrath of Cortex plays exactly as you would expect a broken copy of Warped to. These two games are very similar, the comparisons will be made, and you can't stop that. Now let's dive into the game.
Damn.
And you can't stop that. You know, it's like, look, I don't think... And granted, there
I mean,
were...
they can. They just gotta close the video.
Yeah. Well, there's that. They can also just, you know, I could also just delete my fucking channel, I could do that too.
Yeah. Well, you did.
But,
So.
yeah, this is like, I'm perceiving, like, you know, a lot of sort of attacks right here, I feel like, you know, like, what am I trying to say? You know, it's like, you can't stop that, you know, like, I'm telling you, you know, like, you can't stop me from making videos, you know, like, I'm feeling, like, in this very attacked, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, it's just interesting. It is kind of weird to watch, you know, and it's kind of funny, it is funny, at the same time, it's kind of, like, just depressing, because it's like, you know, oof, something's definitely wrong there, you know, like, you're just feeling, like, really attacked over, like, this game, like, something's going on, you know, like, if you're getting, like,
for sure.
Yeah, like, if you're getting, like, that defensive over this, it's like, you know, there's other shit going on in your life, and I can say that there was, but whatever. Let's continue.
And again, I implore you,
Wait until the end before leaving a comment.
Again, because the argument was so fucking airtight, dude. Like, you literally, the last fucking page, and you're like, oh, it all makes fucking sense. You're a genius. You know, like, I am fucking God in this video, basically, is what I'm saying. You know?
Hell yeah.
please. So immediately, the first thing we see after starting the game is a load screen. Get used to this. This game needs to load a lot. Now, this can vary between the multiple versions of the game, but on my copy, the average load time is 39 seconds. Don't you fucking jump into the comments and tell me how long your version loads, as it may not even matter. Again,
wait until the end before leaving a comment.
That's gonna come up 1,000 more fucking times, and it's gonna be funny every time. XD!
Hell yeah.
Yeah, isn't it fucking funny? It's fucking XD, dude.
Copy of the game are roughly 40 seconds, although I've gotten comments of people telling me their copy runs shorter. Yeah, this is just lovely. The fact that this game was shat out onto so many consoles makes this a real hassle. Let me explain something to you. This game was released with 40-second load times.
Here's me getting really anal about the load times, and it's like, they're bad. But, again, it's like, it's just, I'm taking, it's, you know, I'm sorry, but a lot of the sort of refutations of what I'm saying here are going to devolve into me saying, like, hey, look, it's really not that fucking serious. You know, because it's really not that serious. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking dumb. Whatever, who cares?
And that is a fucking problem. Oh, your version has better load time?
Yeah, it's like, look, it's just weird. Like, hey man, this game fucking, well, you know, like, this game was shipped with fucking 40-second load times. Hey, Crash Insanity was shipped as a fucking 40-second game, you know, but I didn't make a long-ass fucking video about it. It's fucking retarded. So fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Good for you. This game was released onto store shelves. This game passed the test stages, was approved with
Okay, so bad. Good for you! Oh, it's so stupid.
40-second load times. I can excuse long load times for games like GTA 5, because GTA 5 is fucking massive and looks beautiful.
Well, that was fucking out at this time?
Yeah.
GTA 5 is like GTA 5 is like way older than I ever think it is. Like, I always think of GTA 5 and I'm like, oh yeah, that came out in like 2016, right? But it's like, no.
No, 2013.
It's like old,
2014,
yeah, it's old as fuck.
Yeah.
And it's just a giant-ass game, so obviously it needs to load.
A giant-ass game?
Wrath of Cortex was a mediocre-looking game being released on the powerhouse...
This one was a giant penis game.
By the way, this is bullshit. This is bullshit right here. When I'm saying, you know, the game... Like, I made an excuse for GTA 5, but then not for this game. It's like, look, this technology was fucking brand new. Like, you know... Like, I don't fucking buy it. Like, look, I understand why that happened. Like, it's kind of shitty, and they probably should have, like, you know, done more to try and reduce the load times in that game, I can say. But, you know, it's like, the time for complaining about that was, like, 20 years ago, you know? Like, time for that has kind of passed, you know what I mean? And,
it's like if you went back and fucking reviewed Pong, and you were like, look at these fucking shitty graphics. It's literally like 2 lines and a dot.
Fuck. Yeah. Jesus. No, that's like reviewing Pong today and saying that.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Fucking... It's just, you know, like, this hardware was fucking brand new and nobody knew how to use this. Alright? Yeah. So, like, this is just bullshit, you know, like... I don't get why it's just, like... This could have been worded better. And it's just kind of, like, stupid. So, yeah.
2. Jak and Daxter, a game that looks better, released on the same console, has shorter load times.
Yeah, because it was made by these fucking powerhouse fucking developers.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, Naughty Dog were fucking gods when it came to that stuff. Like, they knew the technology through and through. You know, and they were also working directly with Sony, I believe, at this time, right? Yeah, because they cut out Universal. I remember that, because they used to work at Universal and then they cut out the middleman. Yep. Fucking
They've been working for Sony ever since. I don't think Naughty Dog has.
Yeah.
I don't think Naughty Dog has ever released a game that wasn't on a Sony console exclusively.
I think so. I think you're right. Like, after Crash anyway. But yeah. Fucking.
What do you mean?
Well, because their first games were on like the 3DO and shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise
that was in like the fucking.
That was in like the fucking
caveman
before
age,
Christ.
before games existed. Yeah.
Yeah. But Jesus.
People used to just beat fucking computers.
This was made by like a tiny group of people at this piece of shit developer that hadn't really done much before, or I don't think so anyway. While this game was made by a fucking powerhouse developer, that was working directly with Sony. So it's not a fucking fair comparison. This is so fucking stupid. I wouldn't be this fucking angry if I didn't fucking waste so much goddamn time talking about the load times when it's clear I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's fucking stupid.
But again, I still hear you cry that you were not inconvenienced by this problem. Well, I was. Again, the game was released with 40-second load times. If Crash 2 was released with a game-breaking bug, the game would have sucked. Maybe they come out with another version later that fixed the bug. Great. I don't care. I am judging the game on how it was released. Not the game's potential, but the finished product. Wrath of Cortex was released with 40-second.
That's actually a really interesting point, to be fair. Because a lot of people defend games these days based on that, because that's a very video games these days is a lot of them launch with big LOL. Yeah, a lot of them. A lot of games these days
I can
launch.
just say though, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like there's a common thing that happens today where games are released like dog shit and then they get fixed with patches. And I don't like that. I will say that.
Yeah.
Again, like I think this is a stupid hill to die on, but that's actually a point I would agree with. That I would like to look at a game. Like patches are good, obviously, and I'm glad that games get patches now. But at the same time, like, I do kind of want to judge the game, like, how was it when it released? Because that's a crucial time for a game, And, like, Nitro Fueled, for example, I happen to enjoy that game a lot, but that game's fucking release was dog shit, because it had, like, game-breaking bugs day one, and there's, like, still save corruption issues as of the recording of this video, I believe. They may have fixed it by the time this goes up, because patch notes and stuff. I am not the Nitro Fueled news channel. You can go to youtube.com/square-eyed penis and do that. Whatever he does, you could do that. Fucking
hell yeah.
Yeah, but I would say I don't like when games come out and they are released like shit. You know what I mean? But this is just a stupid hill to die on because I'm gonna be honest, it's really not a big fucking deal. Like, it's just not, like the 40-second load times are shit, but there's like plenty of content in between those loading screens. Unlike something like Crash to Insanity, which is like a game is fucking puny, and it's unfinished, and it's fucking buggy and bad, and the music sucks. It's just like, whatever.
And that is a major problem.
Wait until the end before leaving a comment.
Oh shit.
The fact that I have to wait through 40 seconds of loading to start up a level is absurd. Oh, another 40 to start up the game. Crash Bandicoot is supposed to be something that you can pop in and play within a minute's notice, something nice and quick. When I was little, I would play games on my PS2 before I had to go to school. I would choose games like CTR and Spyro because it was nice and quick. I could boot up the console and...
I never played Spyro much when I was little, so I feel like that's another kind of ounce of bullshit. I did play Spyro when I was little, but, like, not a lot. Like, I really wasn't super into Spyro at the time. Like, I always grew up with Crash. So, yeah.
I don't know how you played...
Sorry, no, go ahead.
It's gone. There was, like, 2 sparks on the screen because of the interlacing.
Well, now 2 sparks, and I was gonna say... the number 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how did you get 2 sparks playing Spyro 1?
That's gay. Well, there's 2 Nords back there, see?
I was racing on Crash Cove. Wrath of Cortex is something I had to prepare, and that is a fucking problem. Oh shit, I picked the wrong track on CTR? No big deal. Only take about 20 seconds to start up another one. I pick a wrong level on the Wrath of Cortex, I have to wait through over a minute and a half of loading. Once to load the accidental level, once to load the warp room, and another to load the actual level I want to go to. Again, however, I implore you to
wait until the end before leaving a comment.
It's a very funny
anyway,
joke.
The game finally starts up after 30 goddamn hours of loading, and we see the first cutscene, and oh boy, they
the hardware was fucking new. The hardware was fucking brand new, and they didn't know how the fuck to use it, and that's why this game has aged fucking horribly. But it's whatever. Like I don't care. Like I don't care. I don't care. I don't care about this video.
Ugly. These graphics are terrible. I mean, we start up with the opening cutscene, and you know what? Okay, this isn't looking so bad at first, but then the game just goes, fuck it. Right there. It just stops trying, and then this image...
Oh, shit. I do like... I remember what's coming up here. Little Mega 64 reference. I do like this. I'll let this play.
...is thrown at us.
Yo, fucking kill that thing! You aim for the head. It's fucking huge. You can't miss it. That is one undead being. How long has that thing been alive, and how do I seal it back up in the fucking cursed crypt it came from?
Oh my...
That's from a Mega 64 video. Todd and Aaron's Game Awards. Probably 2013 or 2014 or one of those years. Or maybe one of the earlier ones.
Fucking Uka Uka's taking a shit right there. He's going...
Yeah, we're stupid.
He's taking a shit.
Because I don't give a fuck about this video. It's fucking garbage. I'm just looking at this shit. We're just laughing at that.
God, what is with these character models? Is this serious?
It was new fucking hardware. They had no idea how to use it. It's like, you could say it didn't fucking age well. They were stupid. Bad decisions were made.
Cortex's eyebrows look like fucking check marks, dude.
Blue check marks?
Yeah, blue check marks. Cortex has confirmed blue check mark. Also, his eyebrows are covering his N, which, as we know, stands for... No, I'm not gonna...
Yeah. You gotta hear the way that sounds in the fucking actual episode now.
Well, I will.
But, no. Cortex is just a verified blue checkmark, you know?
Yeah.
He responds to all Trump's tweets. Drumpf, you are not even our president, huh? He does, whatever he does.
You might be orange, but I'm yellow, and yellow's the best color. It probably says something like that.
Yeah. This game did make him yellow, by the way. I will defend him. This game made him yellow. He was not yellow before this game. So, yeah. But, fuck was I just gonna say? It's new fucking hardware. They had no idea how to use it. And I know for a fact I'm gonna say something retarded. That doesn't make any sense. And that's, like, my refutation of this. But they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. And it's, like, it's playable. It doesn't look good. But it's at the same time, there's kind of a charm to, like, how bad the graphics look. Like, there's a bit of a charm there.
Yeah, I
think so.
I don't think it's the worst thing in the world.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
I think the story of how Cortex became yellow was probably, they were having lunch near, like, the concept art table and shit like that. They had all the drawings out there, and someone had a hot dog, and they spilled mustard all over Cortex's concept art. And now he's yellow. They're like, "Fuck! I guess we have to go off that now."
Yeah, we have to put him in. Like, we can't just. We can't
draw
it again. We gotta put him in the game like that.
Yeah, we have to. We have to stay true to the concept art. Now he's yellow.
Mm-hmm. Did this game have concept art? I don't know.
I probably.
Well, because like we know for a fact that like Insane really didn't have much at all in terms of concept art, or at least
I'm sure
none
there's
that
some
they've
shit.
Shown. Like there's some shit definitely, but like nothing.
There might be some like early renders and other shit like that. I don't know about concept art.
It's interesting because I think that Wrath of Cortex kind of suffers in a similar way to Insane Trilogy does, where I feel like the impression I get from this game is that there wasn't a very clear art direction. Like, in this game, honestly, something funny about it is that it suffers from, I think, bad lighting sometimes. Like, in the Warp Room cutscenes, like, when the masks in Crunch show up, like, you'll see, like, they just look really weird. There's, like, all these weird filters on them and stuff. It's really weird. It's almost like, this is, like, a precursor to sort of Insane Trilogy in that respect, Like, a lot of the same problems appear in both games, Like, the confusing, like, sort of visuals and stuff, It's like... Although with this game, this was new fucking hardware. They didn't know how to use it. So they just made everything, just added more polygons to everything, and they all look like balloon animals as a result.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whatever. It's a stupid fucking argument. Whatever.
This looks fucking horrendous. None of the textures look detailed.
That was a really good fucking thing to unpause on.
Yeah.
This looks fucking horrendous.
And Jesus, just look at it. Okay, wait a minute. Let's give the PS2 version a break. It's an early PS2 game, a lot of those look really weird, but what about the Xbox version that everyone brags about? The same Xbox version with better graphics and reduced load times? Yeah, you heard right, better graphics. Somebody put quotes around that. The Xbox version...
Somebody put Angry Birds text around that. And also, yeah, oh look, 4K. Like I said, this was the introduction of, you know, they added realistic fur effects for Crash, which is why I think, you know, it's interesting. This game visually shares some problems that Insane Trilogy does, because I think Insane Trilogy with the realistic fur on Crash, it looks bad, you know, and it looks bad here too. So that's interesting.
In addition to reducing the load times, adds fur to the Bandicoots. That's it. Oh, great. So
no, there are some differences, I believe, as well.
Yeah, probably.
So instead of hilariously ugly models, the Bandicoots now look like creepy dolls.
Boobas! Yeah. I do like this visual.
Great! How is this better? The Xbox version is considered the best looking version of this game, and if that is the case, then I am not impressed. And what is...
They didn't know how to use the hardware, I'm just gonna keep saying that, so whatever.
The release date of the best looking version of Wrath of Cortex? Oh, after Jak and Daxter? Yeah, Jak and Daxter looks great, plays great, and loads great. The Wrath of Cortex looks shit, plays shit, and loads shit. And you know, I can hear you all screaming over there, okay? I'm not deaf. I know you are saying, this game is not ugly! Now...
I'm getting so fucking mad!
Jesus Christ.
This
game ain't not ugly!
This is me, like, I'm actually angry. Like, it's fucking funny. This is not a meme. I'm actually fucking angry as I'm saying this. It's really stupid. It's not a fucking joke. It's not a fucking joke, dude! Fucking serious! Oh my god!
I would disagree, but that's okay. I want you all to listen closely here, and this is important. This is the point that so many of you overlooked in my old review of this game, and the point that I didn't stress enough. Let's assume that Wrath of Cortex loads quick. Really quick. Faster than you can say,
oh man, I shot Marvin in the face.
Why the fuck did you do that?
Hey,
let's also assume Wrath of Cortex is a good looking...
Oh god, I just remembered what's coming up here. I called an unattractive woman attractive. That's an interesting little thing I remembered, but the woman that plays Jane from... Yes, the woman that plays Jane from Breaking Bad looks fucking like a goddamn toothpick, and I don't think she looks good. Scrawny white lady. And I like that, and you know, a lot can change in 5 years, you know? I want a fat brown woman. I don't want a skinny white chick. So,
hell yeah.
There you go. That's all I wanted to say, so... This is one of the things I was, like, kind of bracing for impact on.
A great looking game. Let's pretend that Wrath of Cortex looks sexier than Jesse's hot landlord from Breaking Bad.
Dramatization.
Even if this was true, the game would still be trash. The complaints with Wrath of Cortex do not end at the loading times and graphics. Saying you have a version that improves on these doesn't mean shit, because you still leave open the countless gameplay flaws. Now this will be the part where I dissect the game piece by piece. I'm going to be describing the flaws of this game in great detail. Sorry to all my newer viewers, but I will not be explaining the levels in great detail, as I will be assuming that anyone watching this is familiar with how the...
Apologies.
What the fuck? Didn't you just say, I'm going to explain these levels in great detail, and then you just said, apologies to my new viewers, I'm not going to be describing them in detail? What the fuck did you even just say? Can you play that again?
Because you still leave open the countless gameplay flaws. Now this will be the part where I dissect the game piece by piece.
Dissect the game piece by piece.
I'm going to be describing the flaws of this game in great detail.
The flaws of this game in great detail. So I'm going to tell you everything bad about it, and I'm going to just gloss over all the good things. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. I see. So that's what I was trying to say. We uncovered the mystery. Let's continue.
Sorry to all my newer viewers, but I will not be explaining the levels in great detail, as I will be assuming that anyone watching this is familiar with how these levels play and function. I'm also going to be...
Also, that's not true. Because I do plenty
of... You do that anyway, don't you?
I do plenty of... Yes, I do plenty of bullshit explanation. And also, that's not something I should fucking apologize for, is, you know, like, not just explaining mechanics in the game, because that is the most boring fucking thing in the world. You know?
Yeah.
It's fucking boring.
Talking about the game in its entirety. Not in any percent run, but a full-fledged
106%
run of the game, getting every single last gem and relic. But not gold relics. Fuck that. So let's start off with...
I did like that. Nice. Not gold relics. Fuck that. Yeah, because it is bullshit. Oh, look, I'm gonna... Oh, you ready? Explaining the story. Oh.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, here it is, dude. This is good. I'm gonna assume you've already
Crash and Coco are getting wet and wild, and then they crash on the beach and have a little together time as family.
Yeah. Crash's wet body is, you know, rubbed all over Coco's, and she says, you know, oh, Crash, you're so wet, and, you know, you're making me all wet. Oh, I'm so wet. I'm so wet, Crash, please. She says that, yeah.
Yeah, and then Crash goes, I'm gonna let loose!
No, what am I trying to say? Fucking... I'm gonna assume that you've played this game already, but I'm gonna explain the story to you as though you've never heard it before.
Yeah.
For the opening sequence. It looks terrible. Not important. Let's move on. So the story is
never mind.
Uka is getting...
Oh, yeah. Never mind! Never mind! And then straight away, you fucking do the story. What the fuck? Oh my god. You can't fucking win with these videos, man. Holy shit. You're like, the opening scene looks terrible, it's not important. I'm like, oh, sick, you don't explain the story. Anyway, so the story goes like this.
This is so shit. So bad. I fucking hate this. No, I think, what is it? I wasn't going to break down the graphics. I think maybe that's what... It's so wholesome. It's very wholesome.
Look at him, he's like, my brother. They're all so excited to see
Where my dog's at? Where my dog's at? Oh, there they is, you know? Like that. No,
Yeah.
Got a cute little remix playing right now, I'm pretty sure. I remember that. Some guy made a little remix of a Crash song.
Nico Mendes, 24.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I was just about to say something. I think what I was trying to say was, like, the game looks bad, so I'm not gonna bother, you know, like, just saying, like, talking about how bad it looks. And maybe that's what I was trying to say, like, if I had to guess. I don't know, it's just... I'm fucking exhausted already. Like, we're not even halfway through this video, and I already want it to end.
Help of 4 elemental masks. The elemental masks are now free and are going about their daily lives and generally causing trouble. Aku Aku then tells us that we need to collect the crystals to return the masks to their hibernation states, and it takes 5 for each mask. So in that case, simple math would tell us that 4 times 5 equals... 25? Am I doing something wrong here? Already this game makes no fucking sense, and I haven't even gotten to the first level. Oh.
Like the original games made more fucking sense. Like, that's all I want to say. Like, you know...
I remember, because, yeah, it's funny, in Crash 3, after you beat Entropy, and Aku Aku's like, oh shit, the time twister is going to collapse, we're never going to make it out, and then it's just the same.
Yeah. Or what is it?
It's just the same for the next 2
or what is it? Cortex and Uka Uka are hanging out in the time twister, and Aku Aku just brings them there. And it's just like the whole way the warp room works, it's like, why the fuck is he allowed to just gather crystals at this structure that you made? Like, can't you just make Entropy blow it up?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know. Whatever. Like,
It's
just weird.
Funny. Yeah,
like, if you're just this meticulous and annoying about, like, yeah, this story doesn't make sense. It's fucking stupid, but it's a cool cutscene. Like, I like the music, the voice acting's good, and the graphics, they have not aged very well. But, like, you know, it's kind of got a charm to it in that sense. I like the opening cutscenes for this game a lot. Like, even though they do look pretty bad, I think they hold up. I think they're pretty cool. You know, got that sexy voice acting and stuff. But notice I ignore all the good stuff and I just focus on the bad. And you could do that for fucking any game. You know, like you could do that for any game, and you can make any game look like shit. If
you could do that. You could do that for your favorite game. Just look at your favorite game and think of all the things that you don't like about it, and then you make a video about that, and it seems like you're fucking shitting on the game.
Exactly.
Because you're just glossing over everything that is good about it.
Exactly. Like, I think these
that's
opening
what saves
cutscenes are
a lot of
pretty
games.
cute. Yeah. And by the way, something I'm pretty sure I don't mention in this review. I barely talk about it, I think. And I don't remember, like, if I mentioned it, how I talk about it, but something I have to say is the music in this fucking game is the fucking best! I love it so much. The music in Wrath of Cortex is fucking... You know, I don't care. Best in any Crash game. Possibly the best I've heard in any game. I fucking love it so much. Like, every song, so much shit going on. It's just the fucking best. I love it so much. It's fucking great. Like, listen to fucking listen to Seashell Shenanigans. That's kind of supposed to be a tongue twister, so I don't feel too bad about that one. Listen to that fucking song. Just turn it up, like, just listen to it very loud. Play it in front of your grandparents. Say, listen to this song, and just play it loudly in their ears. And their hearing aids break, and they're, stop it! And you just keep playing it.
Yeah. And then definitely walk into a retirement home and play World War II documentary.
And also and also play Rumble in the Rocks for them. So anyway, I just wanted to say that best fucking soundtrack. I fucking love it so much. Like, that's something I could say really good about this game is the music is fantastic. Like, you could tell, like, there is like a general lack of ambition about this game, but whoever was working on the music, they were having so much fun doing that, and you could just tell.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, let's continue.
Speaking of which...
Arctic Antics.
So here is level 1.
I can do
Arctic
that too.
Antics. This level looks an awful lot like another game I reviewed, but I'm not quite sure which one. So anyway, I finished the first level and I noticed a few problems. Level 1 has a death route, and it's pretty generic. First off, the music doesn't change with the death route. In the fast-paced, action-packed death routes of Crash 2, the music got fast, it got intense, it was all like...
Yo, this ain't your regular level, bitch.
Stop talking and start driving, bitch.
Oh, that's a classic clip.
The intense music helped make the death routes more intense than the rest
That's
of the
a
level.
classic fucking clip. Holy shit. That's from what's that from? That's from a video. That's from a movie like Red Letter Media covered on one of their episodes of like Best of the Worst. And it's like just they took this clip and it's the funniest fucking thing where this guy says, "Stop talking and start driving, bitch," and she just smiles like sexually at him. It's really funny. Like, look, just
This ain't your regular level, bitch.
Stop talking and start driving, bitch.
The intense music helped make the death routes more
Great
intense
clip.
than the rest of the level. The goal of the death routes was to add...
That's the only shit I like from this is when I just show like random clips because it's like I'm just referencing actually funny stuff, you know. So
very good.
Yeah.
value. If you got lucky and visited a death
Also,
route...
I like how you were talking about at the start of this how you stole jokes from like YouTubers and thought people wouldn't notice and stuff. And not that you're not being, you're not trying to be sneaky about like the jokes you take from the fucking TV shows and like movies and shit you use, but yeah, you're still not really coming up with your own jokes most of the time. You're just taking clips from that shit and throwing them in there in this video. So
it's pretty
big
homosexual.
XD.
Yeah.
First try, it might have been difficult, because the death routes generally spike the difficulty, so you'd wander off. Later, when you got better at the game, you would come back to the death routes, and now it felt like a reasonable challenge. It encouraged players to backtrack, it connected the levels in a unique way and added more to the old levels. For players on a second run, they could access the secrets early. Backtracking was encouraged, but not required. This was so unique and it added so much to Crash 2. Wrath of Cortex's death routes, on the other hand, are really nothing to be afraid of. I shit you not when I say that Wrath of Cortex's idea of a death route is a regular level plus nitros. I mean, look, this is the first one, and look at how many goddamn nitros there are. When have there ever been this many nitros in Crash 3 or 2? Oh, what, that one time at the end of Crash 2? You know, this isn't evident in just the death routes now that I really think about it. Wrath of Cortex's idea of making a level challenging is just by adding nitros. Crash 2 and...
That is true. They do a lot of that. Like, there's just...
They do a lot of that.
Like, game get hard, put nitro, yes. You know? Like, that's just... That was the mentality with that game. I'm not going to deny that one.
And that could have also been because, the time they had to make this game, as, I don't know how accurate of a defense that is, but, we still know that Wrath of Cortex didn't get the most time in the world to develop it, especially for it being a game on new hardware.
Yeah, but for a
so
game on
maybe
new
they didn't
hardware,
have a lot of
and
time.
the fact that there clearly, wasn't, a whole ton of ambition going behind it, I think it still turned out surprisingly decent. Better, I still don't think it's great. I still don't even really think it's good. But definitely better than you would expect a game like that to be.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of boneheadedly stupid stuff. There's a lot of dumb shit. Not gonna deny that. Like, the submarine levels are bad, but I get really fucking spurgy about that. That's the part I'm not looking forward to that at all. Ugh.
3 could still be challenging, but they didn't need to use half as many nitros. The nitros aren't even that hard to avoid, they just make the level tedious and boring. So seeing nitros flood the screen upon entering a new level isn't exciting or intimidating. It's just annoying. It also just looks lazy and sloppy. Crash 2 and 3 were so vibrant and colorful, the variety between enemies was a constant throughout the entire game. To quote Mr. Plinkett for a second, you don't really notice it, but your brain does. The variety between enemies is an example of attention to detail. Listen closely because I'm going to be using this phrase.
This is really weird, my fixation on this phrase attention to detail, because I don't know if that's exactly what I'd call it, but I'll let myself explain. I'll let Stimpus, I'll let him explain, I'll let the boy, the child, the me, the self, I'll let myself explain. That was really convoluted and weird. I'll let myself explain, what I was referring to when I meant attention to detail, and then I'll, elaborate and say what I think I meant. But, yes.
A lot. Now, games don't need to pay attention to detail, but when they do, it really helps. There's the core mechanics of the game, and then there's the little things. The core mechanics would be the controls of the game, the basic A to B objectives and such. But no game is complete.
One of the Black Ops games, I forget, a friend of mine lent me this footage.
This is either Black Ops 1 or 2.
I don't remember where I got it from, but A friend lent me the footage, I'm pretty sure anyway, if I'm remembering it correctly.
Just core
either
mechanics.
one of it, it's a good game.
They pay attention to the details. Crash 2, in terms of its core mechanics, is a game where you move from beginning to end. You collect items and break other stuff to get more items. It's basic. But then you add the extra stuff, the attention to detail. And
Am I just talking about visuals? I'm pretty sure that's just what I'm talking about. Pretty sure it's not attention to detail, that's just art direction, that's what that is. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm interested in where you're going with it. I don't really have much to say right now.
Crash 2 is a bright, colorful game with distinct differences between the levels. Would Crash 2 be even half as memorable if it weren't for the penguins running around in the tundras, or the man-eating plants?
Yep, it's
How
just
about a Crash
art
sinks
direction.
in...
Yeah, like I said, it's just art direction. That's what I meant to say, I think.
Oh shit.
So, yeah.
the mud and slowly wades through it. The way the water in the sewers flashes violently when an eel electrocutes it. You don't really notice it when it's there, but rather when it's missing. When it's missing, it feels off. It's weird. Spyro 2 is an example of a game that pays a lot of attention to detail.
I think also it's like little things that make the world feel alive, that's what I'm referring to, but I'm not sure exactly what I would call that. You'd kind of have to explain it on like a case-by-case, basis.
Yeah,
like,
it's not
for
exactly
example,
the same
with
for
Crash,
everything.
it's like, all, like little unique like set pieces in the level, like the mud that makes you, walk slowly and stuff like that, While in Spyro, it's usually like the dynamic, like sort of character interactions and stuff, like how in Spyro 3 you have two Rhynocs, in the beginning of Sunnyvale, they run into each other, or like one enemy in Zephyr is chasing around one of the little fodder things,
Yeah.
There's like little stuff like that kind of makes the world feel more alive. You kind of just have to judge it on like a case-by-case basis. I don't know if there's one term that you put everything under, but
Yeah.
Breath of Cortex does feel comparatively just sort of barren and empty as opposed to Crash 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Even though there's about just as much content there. Like, the levels are fucking pretty big. And there's plenty of boxes, and there are enemies. But, they do feel like a little less sort of lived in. So...
Yeah, for sure.
That's kind of what I was trying to say, but I just say it very poorly here.
Spyro 2 does everything to assist the player and make sure the game caters to them by giving them some of the tightest controls around, tons of new abilities for Spyro to use, and a whole lot of other shit I mentioned in my review of this game. Breath of Cortex, on the other hand, is a perfect example of a game that pays no attention to detail whatsoever. Do we need to make our levels bright and vibrant? No, we can just get away with making them brown and gray. Variety between enemies? No wait, we can just copy and paste the same henchmen everywhere. Secrets? What are those? Challenging platforming? Wait, we can
What are those?
That was before that was a meme.
Oh, was it? Okay, well, sure. Yeah.
Nitros everywhere. That'll be fun. Breath of Cortex just feels so off. The lack of attention to detail really
Well, I think I just explained it myself right now, actually, is what I think why it feels off is just the environments, they clearly feel like they're lacking something, and I think there's like a little extra oomph that was there before that's not here now, but I don't know. It's just weird, like, my explanation of attention to detail.
Well,
like, what I should have just said, I didn't need to explain what I meant by attention to detail. I could have just said, I feel like there's a lack of attention to detail in Wrath of Cortex. That's literally all I had to say. But it wouldn't be fucking intelligent, like 500 IQ big brain enough. So I have to break it down into retarded details.
Strips the game down. A lot of the levels look the same, and it's very generic. Yeah. Generic. If the laziness isn't evident yet,
And there, I kind of just figured it out. Like, generic. Yeah. That's what I should have
Holy shit,
said.
bro. Talk about smoke weed every day funny jokes. Look at Crash in the bottom left hand corner there.
Look at Crash behind Crunch. That's what I was looking at,
Oh, yeah. Well, he's about to fuck him. But I like his icon at the bottom.
No, he's about to climb into his butt, and yeah, I like that. Anyway, let's continue.
Believe me, it will be. Well, that was level 1. The laziness look the same, and it's very generic. Yeah. Generic. If the laziness isn't evident yet, then believe me, it will be. Well, that was level 1. And now we have 24 more. Yay. The level 2 is a vehicle level, and I need to put a vehicle rank into this review, so this will be the place that I do it.
What happened?
No, you said yay. I said yay 1.
Yeah.
Now, with the vehicles and minigames in platformers, it's risky. Even some of the most skilled developers out there fall victim to trying to make minigames. If you land it just right like Spyro 2 or Crash 2 did, it can add a lot to the game. But you risk going overboard and ruining the game, like what happened to Spyro 3 in the case of all the stupid characters. So if incredibly skilled developers can fuck up easily, developers with little experience under their belt should be very cautious. Don't add too many vehicles.
I mean, like, I think it's fine that, like, I don't have an issue, like, it's just weird when I say, you know, like, oh, you shouldn't have attempted to put that in the game. Like, I'm fine with the attempt, but I just don't think it was done very well. I just think they were badly implemented, and here comes the stupid vehicle rant. So, yeah.
Let's keep them to a minimum. With this in mind, how many different styles of gameplay do we get in Wrath of Cortex? Well, there's the plane, the rolling ball, the
Ding?
minecart, the jeep, swimming crash, the submarine.
Oh, shit! There we go. The fucking Breaking Bad.
The other plane.
I've never seen that show.
That's a good show, and that's also a big spoiler, so you're welcome.
The helipack.
Awesome!
That's a big spoiler. That's a fucking huge spoiler. Probably should have warned people about that, but... You know what? That was 6 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, the show is old as fuck. I don't think...
You'll live.
I don't think... If you get spoiled for that, yeah.
The robot. Coco's surfboard. The other robot. The other plane. The other fucking plane. This thing. And... 16. 16.
That's how old I am at recording this video. Ha!
I was 17.
What you should have said. Okay, well, fucking close enough.
Ha! You were wrong and I was right. Ha!
Okay. 5 was bad enough, but 16. I'm at a loss for words at this. This is laughably stupid. This can only spell disaster for the rest of the game.
Crash fucking every time you do
It's a good
Tornado
animation.
Alley.
So in level 2 we control a slow-moving plane around while non-existent enemies try and fail to hurt us. Plane moves so slow. There should be a button or something to move faster, like, you know, what about a boost or something? The plane is so damn slow. Also, let's talk about these enemies. They really don't pose a threat. At all. Their shooting attack barely does any damage and they die in about 1 hit. Although half the time they don't even shoot you. Sometimes the enemies will just straight up kamikaze you, and this does like 40 damage. I just think it's kind of weird that the enemies will just ram into you. Like, you seriously don't think that's out of place or anything? Well, actually, this whole thing is kind of out of place since I didn't need to fly a plane.
Bamboozled.
Now we get a new vehicle, the rolling ball. Oh,
the atmosphere.
I don't even... Great. Okay, so now we get to roll around in a ball. I have to give credit to the developers of this game. The ball's controls are impressive. And remember, impressive isn't synonymous with good. The ball controls realistically, like an actual ball would roll around, so I'll admit, it's impressive, but... Did it need to be realistic? Like... Why would this game ever try to be realistic? I'm a bandicoot with pants that collects apples called Wumpa Fruit, and my enemies include a blue kangaroo with a straitjacket and an evil scientist who randomly turned yellow. Why would anything here be realistic? This isn't fucking Half-Life. It's Crash.
Half-Life. This is weird. Like this is the problem where it's really unclear where the joke is. You know, like it's very ambiguous whether or not I'm making a joke or I'm being very serious. Like I feel like there's a fucking joke here. But at the same time, like, I don't know. It's weird.
Bandicoot, so what is with this? The carts in CTR don't control like actual carts. The swimming in Spyro 2 doesn't feel like actual swimming. So why would you try and make this ball feel like an actual ball?
I mean, would you have rather...
Yeah, why doesn't it feel like fondling my actual balls? Like, that's what I want
exactly.
to feel
No,
like
but, like, what should it feel like, then? That's just weird. Like, I just don't get it, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
The ball is slippery and awkward to control. You can't just hit a button and have the ball come to a stop or slow down. You have to constantly be moving. As you move, the ball begins to build up ridiculous speeds, which would be fun to use, but the levels aren't designed to compensate. I would love to power through these levels as fast as I could. That might actually be pretty fun. But since they shat nitros everywhere, you have to take your time. This is a good example of how this game pays no attention to detail at all. There's nothing fun or meaningful about slowly stepping.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I would say
not a good example of.
No, that's not attention to detail. That's just the game not having the best level design in the world. As for the atmosphere, it's like I don't think it's the worst thing ever. It's just boring. That's really it. Like it's not particularly difficult. It's just boring. And I do like what Entrance the GBA game. While I still don't really like it that much, they did make it so you hold a button and you go faster, and you hold another button and you stop. So
yeah,
that was good.
And then you don't hold any buttons,
and they T-pose,
or you can't, and they T-pose, yeah.
stepping around nitros. And if the game designers bothered to take a second to look or shit, even test the damn game they were making...
To look or shit?
To look or shit, or test? That's the thing, like, I feel like this game... They either they were fucking, you know, just... They had some fucking super god programmer over there, or they did test the game because there's almost no glitches, and that's an important fact about this game that isn't mentioned in this rant, you know. Like I said, it's very easy to make a game sound like shit when you ignore everything about it that's good. So...
Yeah, I just think whoever was, you know, and it's not a slight to whoever the fuck it was, but this person's probably like some 50-year-old man who has nothing to do with video games anymore, but, you know, whoever designed the levels for this game, they probably just weren't the best like, level designer in the world for a game like this.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it's like, that sucks that they couldn't, you know, it sucks that the person who was designing levels wasn't better, but it's like, you know, what are you going to do at the end of the day? Like, that's just, we got.
Exactly, like, the time for complaining about that is long gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The problem. When you have a character or vehicle that builds up speed so quickly, you want nice wide open space to exercise that ability. But there aren't any areas like that. You have to slowly inch through each level, and it becomes really, really tedious. You know, it might have helped maybe like a button to slow down or something, like hit X to decelerate or something like that. You know,
hit X to decelerate.
Details, making the
turn into nitro-fueled Uka Uka right there.
Hell yeah.
Player's experience feels smooth and fluent rather than stagnant and awkward. These are foreign concepts to this game. Next.
Wizards and Lizards.
In this level, we get chased by...
I do like that weird little fucking... What is that? First off, Angry Birds text is fucking dope, bruh. Fucking sick, man. Fucking cool.
Eek.
Spastic.
And,
P.
Yeah. No, and like the pitch shifted down voice, because it just sounds really, like, edgy. I like it, though.
Yeah. It looks like I can do that.
Hell yeah.
I'll recreate it. Ready?
Wizards and Lizards.
It's not exact, because I don't have anything that's close enough.
Great. Okay.
Cool.
Well,
Epic,
anyway.
Wizards and Lizards.
In this level, we get chased by a spastic dinosaur and have to avoid more absurd amounts of nitros. So this is...
That was good. That was...
That's pretty good.
I know for a fact that was Pat just making noises. I don't remember what that's from. But, it's pretty good. I like that.
Dinosaur and have to avoid more...
By the way, my fucking boy, this little dinosaur is actually in... Well, this lizard, this dragon. I think it's a dragon. I called it a dinosaur. It's a dragon.
Yeah.
This fucking dragon is fucking back in Nitro Fueled on fucking
Hell yeah.
Dragon Mines. He's just the cutest little boy. He's just hanging out in Dragon Mines. He's just sitting there, looking all adorable, like a little puppy. I wish I could. I wish I could go into the back of a Popeyes and find the dragon and fuck him in the ass. You know, but I can't. But he's fucking back, and it's super adorable and it's super wholesome. But yeah.
More absurd amounts of nitros.
I like that. That was good.
Of Crash's levels.
Yeah.
I don't really have too much to say on this level, so I guess I'll use it to discuss Crash's controls. Crash's controls... Okay, I said Crash controlled like crap in my old review, but I'll admit, his controls are passable.
Interesting.
Well,
that was the first time I was actually, like, you know, just...
I think, for the most part,
it's just been me just being 100% negative, but here it's like I actually said it's passable. I'd say it's, like, mostly fine. Like, there are issues, but...
I think, well, yeah, the controls are just a little more floaty than in the originals. That's it, like jumping and your airtime and shit, so it's a little bit more floaty and weird.
And I remember I told you, right, like, double jumping in that game is just fucking busted. It's actually the best, though, because your double jump, you know... I remember, what is it, you know, it was like, oh, in Crash 3, the double jump's weird, because when you do a double jump, you lose all your momentum, you know, like, and it's like, no, that's important, because you double jump in this game, and you just fucking keep all of it, so you double jump, and you just, it's just like, oops, all platforming, it's just done, it's great. It's fucking, I love it. I love that, like, that shit is so dumb, but it's just so much fun at the same time. But, probably not good. But, like, fun as fuck to break and just play with, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But having controls that are just passable in a series where tight controls are one of its strongest traits is... stupid. It's very easy to slip up on your jumps, slide jumping doesn't work properly, and then come the abilities. Oh boy, they're quite the mess. Oh, and speaking of abilities, Crash doesn't start out with any of his old abilities from Crash 3. You need to unlock them all again. Why do I have to re-unlock the abilities? You couldn't think of some new ones to give me? more on these abilities later. I don't want to spoil anything. Anyway, boring-ass level. The dinosaur looks like it's having a seizure, and it's hard to see what comes at you. Next.
Compactor reactor.
Upon the opening of this level, we're introduced to another vehicle, the minecart. The minecart rides along these tracks, and it is heavily automated.
Minecraft?
The Minecraft. I think the minecart's, like, fine.
Nice.
Like, it's just kind of annoying, but it's fine. Like, it's really not a big deal.
Pretty much just choose which lane it goes down. You can tilt left and right to grab the boxes, but when doing this, you still risk the possibility of hitting the 10,000 nitros. Even then, though, it's still pretty easy. Some of the nitros are literally put in positions that are impossible for you to get to, aka to make the level more intimidating. I appreciate the effort, but we're still in the first warp room. Don't you think that this is a little extreme? The game should still be fairly light at this point, but no! I gotta watch it jerk itself off as I roll around in a stupid...
What was that from?
I have no idea what that was.
Stupid minecart.
I don't remember.
Minecarts. I wish I was playing Minecraft. Or anything else that's not this!
Now the first boss.
So the first boss is Crunch.
Shit. I like that image. That was a model for... That was a model for Crash Legacy, like a fan game that one of my friends just sort of, you know, like... They happened to have their hands on the model. I don't remember how they got it. But, and they were just fucking with it, like, just stretching it out and doing shit like that. So it just looks like this.
Or anything else.
It was a model for, like, a fan game called Crash Legacy, and they just fucked with the model.
It's not
That's
this.
really funny.
Now
Like, look. It's pretty good. I like
It
that.
looks really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what's going on? That's him.
Wasn't this the Crash we got in Insane Trilogy?
Can I sniff your feet, please? Yeah! That's him. I'm gonna let loose! That's him.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We're like halfway through this video, by the way. Let's keep going.
the first boss.
The first boss is Crunch, and he is aided by an elemental mask, Rocco. We get to fight the first boss in a vehicle. A vehicle that we only used once and was fucking boring then and is fucking boring now. I guess we at least get to move really quickly with it now, but... Ugh. Just... The goal of this boss is to hit these...
I like that. Just... Ugh, and then I just go, like, into the analysis, you know, rather than being like, well, that is rather foolish if you ask me. Anyway, let us address the boss controls now. It's like, no, I'm just like...
That's what you should have said.
Yeah. I just go...
Should have said it exactly like that.
These rocks and turn them blue, then Crunch will get hurt. Do this 3 times and you win. Every time Crunch gets hurt, there's an extra rock.
By the way, when I was talking about the fucking story, I didn't mention Crunch.
Yeah, sick.
That's, like, important. That's important, dude. You can't just fucking ignore that. Literally, as I said, oh man, in my old reviews, I used to ignore stuff, you know, but I'm not gonna do that now. Ignores Crunch. It's like, whatever. It's so fucking... This video sucks. I didn't need to tell any of you that.
Rock you have to hit. Half of the damn battle relies on luck. The camera is not very reliable and it's very difficult to see where you're going. Maybe if this boss was done from a bird's eye view, it might have been not that bad, but it's...
No, well, I don't think it's too bad because they give you a little mini-map in the corner.
Just really awkward and slow. It doesn't even feel like a battle, it feels like a minigame. This is supposed to be one of the highlights of the game. The bosses are meant to spike the difficulty, preparing you for the upcoming warp room. It's supposed to test the skills you've learned so far. During the Ripto fight in Spyro 2, the orbs will give you power-ups that you got to use before in the game, like the Fireball attack and the Supercharge.
Supercharge?
Yes, I rolled around in a ball before, but when in the game did I ever have to collide with rocks in an arena, and when am I ever going to again? It's just weird and off and just... boring. The boss is just not that memorable at all. Oh, let's talk about that, by the way. The antagonists of this game, and how they are really not memorable and they really don't stand out a whole lot. Like Crash 3, you get talking head cutscenes, this time with the masks. All of the masks look similar and really don't have distinct personalities. Like, think of it this way.
They do, though.
Yeah, they do.
It's like they don't really get much time to shine. They are kind of just, like, generic, but, like, they do. You know? It's just weird, like, I just don't... whatever.
With Crash,
I think it's a bias of having more time with the older characters as well, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, like, you know, you see Tiny in the talking head cutscene in, like, Crash 3, and you remember him from Crash 2, and you remember him from fucking, like, you know, CTR or Bash, or, like, the other games he's been in.
Like,
you're like, oh, yeah, I love Tiny. Yeah. But that, you know, these masks are only in this game, so of course you don't spend as much time with them.
Yeah, but, like,
But I'm sure for everyone who played Crash 3 for the first time when they saw Dingo Dial when he was a new character. Dingo Dial.
When they saw Dingleberry for the first time, continue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if you mix up Dingodale's name, you can probably come up with God Denial, but okay, that was
Okay, whatever. Just fucking continue.
I'm sure when they saw Dingodale for the first time, you know, they didn't know who the fuck he was. Yeah, they didn't know who the fuck he was. They didn't know who, you know, Denial God was, or God Denial.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's continue. Okay. Fuck it.
The masks look similar and really don't have distinct personalities.
Whatever point you had, I don't even care.
Think of it this way. With Crash 3, we had a giant tiger named Tiny, a cross between a dingo and a crocodile, a blue guy who controlled time, and a guy who had a rocket in his head. What does Wrath of Cortex offer? A mask, a mask, a mask, and a mask! Oh wait, 2 more masks! Okay, maybe it's not all about appearances. Do they at least say any memorable things? Before, the bosses showed up constantly. Having them threaten you is supposed to make them intimidating. When you finally got up to them and saw them in person, or saw them in Bandicoot for the first time, it made them feel that much more intimidating and memorable. Remember, these guys threatened to kill you.
Leave them for Tiny, or Crash get crushed.
So, give me the goods and shove off, or I'll roast you.
So how does Wrath of Cortex follow this up?
Is there a draft in here?
You know, I'm really shitting my pants. Seriously. After we beat this
that's
boss,
a really bad example.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the worst.
You just show like the worst fucking one you can, and then none of the
like what about
Mark Hamill fucking did a good job as the Pyromas. He was pretty fucking threatening.
Early Emery or Ermy, I don't remember how you say his fucking
name.
As the fucking Wawa, he was great. I'll fix that attitude of yours. Yeah, he was good, but anyway.
Power, an actually new power called the Tiptoe, and it gives us the ability to walk on nitros. Okay, wait. When did I ever need or want the ability to walk on nitros? Nitros are the big bad no-no, so I should avoid them, but now with the Tiptoe, I can walk on them. Actually, no, you can't jump onto a nitro crate and start tiptoeing on it because you'll just go... You can only walk on nitros in little set areas. Okay, listen, asshole. These are abilities, not gimmicks. Crash 3 incorporated these abilities into the game very well. When you got
getting so mad. That's like, I'm just too exhausted to like...
A new ability level started subtly adding areas that encourage you to use your abilities. You have the double jump, so now the jumps are going to get a little longer, and the gaps are going to be a bit wider now. Oh, you have the hover spin, so okay, now gaps will be more common since you can safely land on platforms now. You have the bazooka, okay, so now enemies are going to be more common, they're going to be more nitros and such, and we're going to start hiding boxes from you. But it was subtle, it was attention to detail, something this game completely lacks. Again, Wrath of Cortex...
Again, I don't know if I'd call that...
It was just the people who
design,
fucking worked at Naughty Dog were better at level design.
It's just good game design.
That's what it comes down to. Yeah.
It's just weird.
This idea of challenge is just shitting nitros everywhere. Okay, you unlock the double jump, so here's more nitros. You have the hover spin, so here's more nitros. You have the bazooka, okay, so here's more nitros. The only useful abilities in this game are the double jump and the super dash. The others are completely pointless. The tiptoe only gets used in specific areas of the game designed for it and has no secondary use. The hover spin takes time to register, and no parts of the game require you to use your hover spin to reach a faraway platform. The bazooka no longer fires at a point on screen, but rather at a point relative to your position. Aiming becomes a bitch, and it is often difficult to tell
I will say that is the one of the worst things in this game is the bazooka. Like, what the fuck happened?
It's really
because before it would just point to like a point on the screen, but now it's like relative to where you're standing.
Going to hit with each shot.
Yeah.
They paid no attention to the detail while making this game. Why is the hover
spin... That's not the detail. That's just like controls. It's just weird. Like I don't want to bring it up too much more because like I feel like I'm just gonna get wrapped around an axle. But I keep saying attention to detail when I really don't mean that. Like there's a lot of different things I mean to say, and I encompass it all under attention to detail. This game doesn't have that. Like whatever that is, it's just you know what I'm trying to say. That was probably rambly, but like you know what I'm trying to say. Like it just something's clearly wrong here.
Why is the bazooka here? They have no significant use. Oh wait a minute. They were in the last game, so that means that they have to be here too.
Oh, good music. Here, by the way.
Yeah. A lot. Eudora.
No, that's one thing I could say with this game. This review is a lot of good music choices, but that's really it.
Yeah.
That makes fucking sense. I'm not even halfway done with this game, and I already want to shoot myself. Great.
Oh shit.
We get another new vehicle here. Jesus fucking Christ.
Mario 64
now
trees
it's
as well.
Car.
Yeah.
Really not much to say. I don't have much to say because this level just looks ugly. Like, look at how muggy and gross it looks. It doesn't look bright and vibrant, but it doesn't look calm and peaceful either. It just looks... ew. Look, I get that you guys might like vehicles,
yeah.
but you don't think that this is a little overkill? So far, of all the levels I've played, only one didn't have any vehicles, and that was the first level. Oh boy. The next level, it's something else. Alright, these next two levels are basically the same, so I'm gonna cover them both. Yes, it conflicts with the order, but I don't care.
Ooh, okay. This is... Ooh, seashells.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, this is the part. This is what I was really...
Oh, fucking seashells by the seashore, man. Fuck.
Yeah, this is the part I was, this is what I was bracing for. Ooh, okay.
Pretty much everything I have to say on one counts for the other.
Seashell Shenanigans and Coral Canyon.
In these levels, we get to swim around, like in Crash 3, a game that this is already too similar to. Basically, imagine if Crash 3's swimming controls were even more slippery than before, there were mines all over the place, enemies flew out of nowhere, there were nitros everywhere, and they were ridiculously long. That is Wrath of Cortex's swimming levels. The swimming is bad enough, but then you get to control an underwater submarine.
Oh, Spurg time! Yeah, this is Spurg time.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Really begins. Oh boy.
Yes!
Oh.
Spurg time!
This is the worst vehicle in a Crash game, or just fucking ever. This is horrible! This is literally the worst experience I've ever had with Crash Bandicoot. Moving around in this shitty sub. Oh, the—
Wrong. Worst experience I had with Crash Bandicoot was just listening to Crash Insanity's music that one time. No, you know what? Worst experience I had with Crash Bandicoot was when fucking you and Steve in my Discord server thought, hey, you know what would be a good idea? Let's listen to the fucking Crash Tag Team Racing soundtrack, dude. You know, let's do that. Let's listen to that game's soundtrack, because it's fucking funny. You know, it'll be funny for a meme, and you end up listening to the whole fucking thing, alright? And I was just fucking exhausted the whole time. And what is it? One of those fucking shitty-ass songs came on, and it was so annoying, and I, like, skipped to the next one. And then it was, what the fuck was it? It was like a, la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, and I was like, this isn't better. I got so mad. That was the worst experience I had with Crash Bandicoot. Not this. This was pretty bad, though, but, like, is this really the hill you want to fucking die on, dude? Like, that's just what I'm saying. Like, it's really not a big deal.
You really want a naked man underwater to shoot loads on your submarine and get mad at that?
Dude, I'd be fucking excited if naked man shot come at my underwater vehicle.
The fucking sub. Fuck, I hate it. It gives me PTSD just thinking about it. It is terrible. It is horrible. So if sliding around aimlessly and helplessly underwater wasn't that bad enough, now we get this. Where do I even begin? The sub is supposed to be empowering. It's supposed to be like...
Don't go sneaking round the ocean floor unless you wanna mess with me.
That's good.
I don't know what that's
from Freddy Fish.
Oh, okay.
Don't go sneak around the ocean floor unless you wanna mess with me. That game is, like, super wholesome. I like that. Like, that's the thing. The only stuff I like is when it's just, like, references to, like, other stuff. That, you know. That's it.
Don't go sneaking round the ocean floor unless you wanna mess with me.
But instead it feels more like...
What is that from? I don't know what that's from. Guy just fucking crying. Whatever.
Like, what was that sound?
Oh, that's Breaking Bad. That's what that is. I remembered.
Okay.
That's when Guy's wife gets shot.
Nice.
Up speed, but it turns
Really
very
cool.
slowly. When the mine is
Don't go sneaking around the ocean floor unless you want to mess with me.
And you finally decide to turn back, it's usually too late. Even when you see it coming, you will still die. The sub is very slow to turn. Another big problem are enemies. They literally fly out of fucking nowhere. You will be slowly cruising along, minding your own business when
fuck you then!
The screen isn't zoomed out far enough.
Well, I guess I only like that shit. Like when it's just references to other stuff. You know, like when it's just... It's something that just clearly, like, you know, it just kind of comes out of nowhere. You know, like, just, fuck you then! It's like a totally different voice. And it just, like, that stuff I just kind of enjoy. Just because I'm easy to entertain like that. Like, just loud just loud noises and, you know, bad words.
Dude, loud equals funny.
Like, no, loud noises and bad words are what makes me laugh. And you put the two together and I get very happy.
slowly cruising along minding your own business when
fuck you then!
The screen isn't zoomed out far enough. Oftentimes you're killed by shit that you wouldn't have had time to react to. But the most glaring and fucking ridiculous problems is the submarine's attacks. The submarine has 2 attacks. One being a torpedo that shoots straight in front of you, and the other that drops a mine beneath you. You fire a torpedo in whatever direction you're facing, but your sub can face 3 directions. Upon moving left, it fires left, right fires right, but whenever you move up or down, the sub centers itself, and you can't fire a torpedo in this state. Say you miss an enemy and then quickly move up to hit them. Your sub centers itself for no fucking reason, and you die. But most ridiculous of all, the torpedoes don't do jack fucking shit. The simple task of trying to shoot an enemy right in front of you becomes a chore, and this is no exaggeration. I will literally be firing 10 times in the same direction, and still have an enemy fly back at me. The torpedoes stop to hit the Wumper Fruit in boxes, but enemies don't. Meaning, if an enemy is charging at you and you go to shoot them, there might be a tiny little Wumper Fruit in the way. You will shoot your torpedo and nothing will happen.
You'll shoot your load?
You'll shoot your cum!
Fruit will disappear and you'll be dead. But the enemies require such extreme accuracy to hit with the torpedoes. You'll literally be firing 5, 10, 15 times right in front of you, only to have an enemy fly right back in your face. Look at this fucking shit.
I get really mad. This is, don't worry. Thankfully, we just gotta ride this out, and this is as bad as it gets, and then it's nothing but smooth sailing from there. Actually, there's probably other instances of Spurg after this, but...
Smooth sailing or smooth submarining?
Smooth submarining. Or, don't go sneaking around the ocean floor, unless you want to. I like that. That's, like, that shit's wholesome.
How did I not kill him? How is this motherfucker not dead?
I'm talking about that.
Oh my god, this is...
It's fucking bad. The game is bad, and this fucking review.
Literally unplayable. It is broken. Oh, wait. Hold on. None of this really matters because the Xbox version reduces load times. You see how...
I get so mad. Oh my god.
Oh my god. This is like, you're really fun.
This is not like I said. This is as bad as it gets.
Fucking stupid that sounds. Even your precious little Xbox version that makes the fucking bandits look like goddamn motherfucking dolls still suffers from this shit. I'm trying to be nice, but everyone who defended this game is a motherfucking piece of fucking shit. I take back what I said at the end of my old review. This isn't terrible. No, it is beyond terrible. It infuriates me to hear people describe this as not that bad, or 5 out of 7 in my eyes. Not bad. This is unplayable.
5 out of 7 in my eyes.
This is literally broken. The most basic and simple of tasks are next to impossible in this fucking submarine.
Look, it's 1 level out of like 27, dude. Fucking chill. 2 levels, whatever. Fucking cares. Actually, it's in 3, but whatever.
It's ridiculous and inexcusable, and I could really end the review here if I wanted to, but I'm not done yet. I'm gonna skip levels that I have no comments for, since a lot of them are the fucking same. Because, again, this is a generic piece of shit. Next level.
Banzai Bonsai.
Now we get to play as Coco for the first time, except in Crash 3, and CTR, then Crash Bash. To be fair, this is Coco's first time platforming on foot in a traditional Crash game. No, I'm sorry, correction. A broken version of a traditional Crash game. Coco should have some new abilities, right? Well, she is literally fucking pointless, just like everything else in this game. She controls just like Crash, only she can't quite jump as high, and instead of sliding, she has to stop in place and do a pointless low kick. She's literally just a downgrade of Crash. Like, what the fuck was the point?
Sweet.
Think about it, though. Someone actually spent their time designing Coco to play as a lesser version of Crash. And the game is advertised all like,
"Excuse me, sir, but I'm not a boy. I'm a girl."
Is it trying to, like, appeal to...
Another Freddy Fish reference. It's weird. I was referenced that a few times. I like that, though. You know, it's like a little bit of a running gag. Because fucking, you know, I mentioned it in the beginning.
The feminists or something? Because if that's the case, then I think it's backfired. The message here is pretty sexist, because it's basically saying that women are just...
I don't think this part was serious.
No.
I don't think this part...
No.
Yeah, look, I will say right now, this is pretty stupid, but I don't think this was serious. I'm pretty sure this was, like, bullshit. Like, I was just... This was just... It's weird, though, because I said I'm not going to make jokes, but, like, this is very clearly a joke, because I never bought that shit. Like, I'll just say that right now. Like, I used to be, like, kind of like a blind, stupid lefty, like, back then, you know, like, I was the kind that would be, like, an unsuspecting Bernie bro, you know what I mean? But I never was, like, social justice-y. Like, I never would have, like, I wouldn't have, this is just me being dumb. But it's just kind of weird, because, like, you know I'm joking, but, like, watching this video, it's not really obvious that that's the case, so.
The downgraded version of men. No, really, like, what can Coco do that Crash can't? Oh, what? Have a slightly stronger body slam? Really? Well, Crash can double jump, walk on nitros for no reason, hover in the air, use a bazooka, and run really fast. But Coco has a super body slam. Totally pointless character. For fuck's sake, in CTR, Coco at least had different stats than Crash. Damn, this game really does suck. Ugh, like that wasn't obvious from the submarine rants.
That sinking feeling.
Well, anyway, we have a plane again, and... Wait, nothing's happening. Wait, why can't I hurt anyone? Why am I not firing shit? Seriously, I was so confused that I actually had to pause the game and open the manual to see the controls. This is more evidence for the fact that this game pays zero attention to detail. Seriously, how hard would it have been for this game to just have a little blip on the screen that says, this plane instead locks onto enemies. Lock on enemies by holding down the X button and release it to fire. Yes, I know the manual exists.
They could probably made a shorter version of that, but yeah. This is, I don't know what I'm saying here. This is like, they don't explain how to use this thing, and it's incredibly not obvious how you would use it.
Yeah.
So, like, there's that. But whatever.
It's not the end of the world.
But what if my game doesn't come with a manual? Having to check the manual for controls takes me away from the game, and if this game were any good, it would try hard to keep you engaged. The creators of Spyro 2 didn't want you getting distracted by what's going on in the other room while you're playing the game. The game is supposed to keep you hooked, attached to the screen, enveloped in the world it had created, and almost have you feel like you were really there. Having to pause the game to check the manual for instructions removes...
That's weird. Like, the fact that I bring that up, pausing the game, checking the manual, it's just like a weird specific, like, set, you know, of, like, instructions. It's I could have just said, you know, like, the game doesn't tell you what the controls are, so, you know, like, you're gonna just find yourself pausing and looking on the internet, or opening and looking at the game's manual. There, that's what
just pressing every button on the controller, like
yeah.
Like you used to have to do in video games, before video games even did tell players what to do. Like in Pong, they didn't tell you what the game was.
Exactly.
This is a really good comparison that I keep making.
The experience. Again, a little blip on the screen could have solved this. So where was it? Up their ass. That's where. This game shows a complete lack of attention to detail.
I don't know why I find that funny. That's just good. Where was the little blip? Oh, inside their fucking ass.
It does nothing to help the player, and it does nothing to keep them hooked. It just sucks.
H2O no.
You know what? This level,
oh no,
it ain't so bad, you know?
Uh-oh.
I mean, I like some of the set pieces, you know, it's nice. This game hardly has any interesting set pieces, so when they show up, it's pretty and oh, what the fuck?
Tsunami.
So we're playing as Coco again, and everything is going as dreadful as usual until we eventually come to this point. There's a scooter, so I start moving on it, and I die. I'm moving too slow, the wave catches up, and I die. Okay, fine. So I go again, and I hold down X to accelerate. Only makes sense, right? The Jeep moves forward with X, so I think I'd be correct to assume that pressing X makes me accelerate, but nope. I just jump. Okay, so what the fuck do I press? This is the second time I find myself returning to the manual. Oh, okay, apparently I had to hit circle, because that was obvious. Again, a little blip on the screen. Press circle to ride the scooter. That's all I would...
I don't know, it's weird, like, whenever I play games like this, especially nowadays, I never go to the fucking instructions or the controls for fucking anything nowadays when I play games.
Yeah.
I'll just, like, you know, if I play a new game, I'll just fuck with all the buttons and see what it does. So if I got on this and I died, I'd be like, okay, I guess I'm not moving fast enough.
Yeah, it's just...
What makes it go faster?
It's just...
Okay, it's circle.
Yeah, it's just weird.
Like, you just learn by pressing different buttons.
I probably, like, I would cut out all that. What I would say is this. Like, it's weird that with the Jeep you accelerate with X, but with the scooter you move with circle. It's almost like they were coded by two completely different people. You know, like, the controls kind of needed a second look and say, like, okay, wait a minute.
I mean, they are completely different vehicles. Like, I could make an argument, say, oh, Jetboard crashed, you know, accelerates with X and there isn't a jump button. And then on the fucking polar bear, you jump with X and accelerate with circle, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but you press circle on the Jetboard and you accelerate.
Can you?
With any face button except triangle, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, cool.
No, I feel like, you know, what I would have just said is, hey, the controls of this game, they kind of deserve a second look. You know, like,
sure.
Should have probably looked it over again, like, wait a minute, that's weird, you know? But yeah.
Would have taken... I can do it with YouTube annotation, so I can an entire development team do it for this one game.
YouTube annotation?
It just goes to show
those don't exist anymore, rest in peace.
You how goddamn lazy they were. They didn't give a shit about the player. Nope, they can just look at the manual and fuck them if they get upset about it.
Smokey and the Bandicoot.
This time we have a race, in the Jeep from before. We have a race and we have to race 4 bulky vehicles in a very tight enclosed track. With Crash
This
3's
does control
motorcycle
like
stages,
shit.
the enemies were very spaced out.
No, the motorcycle levels were fucking garbage.
The motorcycle levels are worse.
I think they're both about the same. They both fucking suck.
The motorcycle was small and could navigate easily around them. But in this case,
Nope.
a race does
Yeah, no.
instead turn into a match of bumper cars. It's hilariously awful, and it again shows no attention to detail.
I wouldn't say it's hilariously awful. I'd say it's fucking
gay.
It's like it's bad because it's like really like you fucking bump into something and it's like all the cars are made out of fucking rubber. They just bounce off each other and shit. But it's actually funny to watch happen and to play.
Fucking NASCAR, dude.
They
To
would
some
realize
extent,
how
yeah.
stupid this is, but they clearly didn't. Then there's the gem of this level. Oh boy, it is a nightmare. Don't even try to get the gem and win in first place. The best way to go about it is to slowly inch into each box. And this then just makes the level a fucking chore. I'm not even gonna ask, what were they thinking? But rather, were they even thinking at all? Was this even tested?
Fahrenheit Frenzy.
We get another vehicle. This time a helipack, which is just a carbon copy of Crash 2's jetpack. I'm sorry, a broken version of Crash 2's jetpack. So after the very exciting helipack segment, we're dropped into a regular level. What I'm beginning to realize is that these levels are getting way too long. Some of these levels are minutes long. I mean, like, for fuck's sake, just end already. Crash is supposed to be
End my life, bro.
Pick up and play, a childhood game to play before
Hell yeah.
school. Even if you have the super enhanced Xbox version that reduces the load times ever so slightly, you still come across another problem. The levels are too damn long.
I took that like really personally. You know, it's just strange. Like I don't understand this fucking. Where'd this fucking retarded mentality come from?
Avalanche.
So, how do I move this snowboard? Is it circle? Oh, okay, it's circle. You know, a hint would have helped that.
Droid Void.
So the level opens and we have bars to climb on. Shouldn't be a problem. You could climb around all the time in Crash 2, so let's go.
Hey, nice.
Nice
Damn,
music,
this is
yeah.
taking longer than I thought it would. Okay, can we, like, speed this up, please?
And to be fair, this is like the slowest fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god, look at how long this takes. Why is climbing so slow? Seriously, it shouldn't take me a whole minute to get to the first checkpoint. Look at how long this takes. We also get another vehicle and okay, stop. What am I playing right now? Is this even a Crash Bandicoot game? What is this?
I mean, like the vehicles and stuff is stupid, but like Crash 3 kind of established, you know, like I mean,
Yeah,
like Crash 3.
you're fighting in fucking like fighter jets and shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you're complaining about this.
And I mean, like, hey, you know, let me just say, like, the vehicles and stuff, like, they're not implemented well. But, like, having, like, all these weird different gameplay styles, it certainly makes more sense than, like, you know, whatever the fuck was going on in Crash to Insanity, like, the random fucking crate physics puzzles and shit. And, like, the fucking stealth segment in Insanity, you know, in the fucking, what is it, when you're against the tribesmen?
In Ooga Booga Village.
Ooga Booga? Yeah. Oonga Boonga? Fucking, you know, like, it makes more sense than that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's just so annoying. Like, if you're just this fucking meticulous about everything, of course you're gonna find fucking problems about this game. This whole video, in my opinion, is just one big load of fucking... So, yeah. That's what I think.
Nice, yeah.
Anyway,
agree. I'd give my opinion in form of some sort of, bodily, fluid or flatulent, but then I'd have to pee into my microphone, and I'd rather not do that.
Interesting,
So-
okay.
So now we get to control a robot, which is like every other vehicle in this game. Absolutely pointless, and only serves to overly complicate the most basic tasks. Yay. The robot doesn't attack by spinning or punching in front of it, or spraying, but instead uses a gun that shoots one.
Sprays Gatorade
It would be
it.
fun if it was executed properly, but... No, come on. Nothing in this game is executed properly. You know this by now, and I'm just wasting your time with this. Fuck. The gun is next to impossible to aim, as you can obviously imagine.
That was weird.
It doesn't aim at a target on the screen, but instead to a point relative to your position. Aiming is a bitch. Your target isn't displayed on the screen, but instead bouncing off the surface you are aiming at. It's difficult to see where you're firing. Lining up your shots is a bitch. And oh my god, were there already enough vehicles in this game? This is rape. This is rape. Shrek is love.
Oh my god.
This is rape.
What?
I said Crash is love, Crash is life after, which was a reference to... Well, obviously...
Are you sure?
Yes, originally to Shrek is love, Shrek is life. But, you know,
Ew.
what is it? Well...
Ew, why would you
Well, what is it? Because Jake and I made like this shit-ass video called Crashes Love, Crashes Life, but it's actually like kind of funny. But that's old. I actually have that lying around somewhere. I might share that like when all this is done. But let's continue.
This is rape. Shrek is love. Shrek
I
is
just
life.
said Shrek is love.
You say Shrek? Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, I made a video with Jake called Crashes Love, Crashes Life. I remember that pretty clearly. So,
Nice.
and I have that lying around somewhere. So, I will share it sometime, but not right now.
Shrek meme.
Hey, speaking of bullshit, they also managed to overcomplicate another basic task. Jumping. While running in the robot, you jump and everything is normal, but when standing still, Crash has to come to a complete stop for some reason. Not like this jump is high or anything, it's just overly complicated and pointless like everything else in this game. I know what I'm saying sounds like nitpicks, but really think about it for a second. A developer should do all they can to make the experience as smooth and fluent for the player as possible. Why would you implement features that stifle your speed? It makes no sense at all. Why would Coco completely stop in place? Why can't she just slide? Why does the droid stop in place before jumping, but only when it's standing still? It makes no sense!
Crash droids.
In this level, we fly around as Coco in a ship. Yep, it's another glorious flying level. The objective is again unclear, as I checked the manual for a solution and it didn't have one. What we're supposed to do is destroy these things guarding the towers and then destroy the towers themselves. Again, a little blip on the screen could fix this. I think Aku Aku said something in the beginning, but I couldn't hear him. What did he say?
Coco, Cortex
What the fuck is that?
I don't know what that's from, but I like it. I'm trying to remember what that's from. Because fucking, I remember, like, Aku Aku does tell you what you're supposed to do, but, like, you can't hear him over, like, all the in-game sounds. So,
yeah,
that's what I was trying to do.
But I couldn't hear him. What did he say?
Coco, Cortex
I don't know what the fuck that's from.
A little blip on the screen! That could have fixed this! Minimal effort required! Why not? Because fuck you. That's why. We're Traveler's Tales Knotsford, and
I really don't feel like this one I didn't really have much. Maybe it's just, maybe my memory's just bad, but I really didn't have much trouble with this level. Like, it's kind of easy. Like, you just see big spinning thing, shoot big spinning thing, and it goes explosion. Yes.
Yeah, shoot big red spinning.
Yeah, it's like, it's really not, it's just weird. Like, what, who cares?
we don't give a single fuck.
Wuthering Heights. Gold Rush.
Everything seems normal here. Oh, god damn it, more of this shit! Alright guys, you like your puzzles, I get it, but you don't think this was a little overboard?
Hey, look at Crash.
Not like it can get much worse than... Fuck it. No.
Not even that long in that level, though.
I'm done. I don't care anymore.
They're really short.
I am completely uninterested in this game.
Hey, for once we agree. I'm completely uninterested in this game. I am completely uninterested in this video. I'm completely uninterested in this topic. I don't know if I'm using the word uninterested correctly, but who cares?
It's terrible in every sense of the word. So a few more levels to address, and then we're gonna be on unpacking. Goodbye, Wrath of Cortex. I won't miss you, you motherfucker. Goodbye, you piece of shit.
Relics.
This game sees the return of relics, and I already thought that they were out of place and warped, but here, they are a nightmare. In relic challenges, you have to race to the end as fast as possible, but levels aren't designed to compensate. Levels contain tight spaces.
As if they were in Crash 3.
That act like
I said I wasn't a fan of them in Crash 3, though.
Yeah, I know, but still.
And many
I probably should have specified that. You know, like, this wasn't really that great in Crash 3, and it was made worse here. You know, just...
That would have been a better
hey,
way to
man,
phrase
you know,
it.
just a little, like, adjusting to the script. That's all you needed to do. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, maybe you should have fucking paid a little bit more attention. Tell her. Idiot.
You just, like, cut out during that, so... Attention to... That's all I heard. Say it.
Said you were supposed to pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
other instructions. Oh, and the nitro spam doesn't help at all. The levels are so long. I mean, for fuck's sake, guys, they're called time trials, right? Not time marathons, time trials.
That's fucking hilarious.
You are literally racing against time. But guess what? Every level has a relic, including Coral Canyon, Medieval Mayhem.
I'ma get medieval on your ass.
Gold Rush, Droid Void.
Nice.
It is a nightmare. The relics contribute to unlocking levels in the hidden 6th warp room. Now let's have a quick look at that.
That's Pulp Fiction, right? Fucking, I'm gonna get medieval on your ass?
I believe so, yeah.
It's fucking Marcellus Wallace. He's talking to the gay guy that was fucking him in the butt. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nightlight.
The best
Hey,
scene
look,
in the movie.
It's level 11. Only we play as Coco and it's dark.
Now that's top quality.
Now for the last level I'm gonna cover, level 27. Ghost Town.
Oh, I remember. This is funny because another Breaking Bad reference.
Oh, is this one you can beat?
Yeah, you beat
Is
without
this one you
pressing
can
a
beat?
button.
With...
So here's something
Nice.
pretty funny about this one. What was I gonna say? It's funny because I put like a song in here, but it was like a copyrighted song. I put a few copyrighted songs in here in the initial upload of this video, but then there were a few like copyright, like just sort of claims and stuff on the channel, and I wanted to clear that off. So I just quickly changed the video and I put different songs there, you know? But I didn't like re-record anything, so I said, here is this song from Breaking Bad or something like that, but then it doesn't play that, but I put like text on the screen, I'm pretty sure. Like during the rant of the... I don't remember exactly what it played, but during the rant of, you know, the submarine, the music was different. Like I remember it was more edgy, you know? But then like, because it was a copyrighted song, I changed it. So to just be like music from Ratchet & Clank 3. And I do the same here, I'm pretty sure, so yeah.
You said, dough, I got blamed by copyright.
Yeah. Dough. Yeah.
This level is atrocious. This is guilty of
Atrocious?
the most inexcusable sin here. Well, okay, except for the sub. Nothing is worse than the sub. Ghost Town is a level that exists entirely in the minecart.
Atrocious, yeah. This game is like... No, this level in particular, there's like multiple atrociouses going on here, you know? Like, we have multiple atroci at once. Let's continue.
Crunch round. It's not that difficult. Okay, just watch this for a second. I give you Ghost Town.
Oh, yeah. This was originally...
Okay, sorry, no, before this, did that joke ever make it into Nitro Kart, or did we was that in the second recording?
What joke?
The atrocious one.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I fucking hope it did, because that was like...
That was a great joke, yeah.
Yeah, that was like one of the funniest
Kingdom Hearts is
I've said
in
these.
For those unaware, in the Crash Twinsanity, because maybe we did. In Crash Twinsanity.
In Nitro
No,
Kart.
in Twinsanity, I remember, because I was talking about the Cortex levels. And, what is it? I talk about, you know, how the level is each, you know, Kingdom Hearts is atrocious. I write that on the screen, but I spell it E-trocious. So we were just like, oh, it's a different word, you know? What did I mean by this?
Yeah, and then I made like some joke saying like, you know, how many atrocious exactly is it? Is it one atrocious or two
It's
atrocious?
atrocious. You know, that's like
stupid shit. Yeah.
You know, it's like a megabyte. You know,
Extra.
like an E. You know,
Extra
like megatrocious. You know, killatrocious.
This word doesn't fucking exist.
Yeah, let's continue.
Ghost Town is a level that exists entirely in the minecart. You get to race Crunch Round. It's not that difficult. Okay, just watch this for a second. I give you Ghost Town.
This is going to be the Ballad of Heisenberg, yeah, from Breaking Bad, but due to copyright I had to change to something else.
Accompanied by the fine musical genius of Los Cuates de Sinaloa. Enjoy.
that...
I don't like the way you fucking said that. You just sound like you had fucking food in your mouth.
Yep. But I think the result is better, because I use music from Croc, and that game's music is fucking...
Hell yeah.
Look at Crunch. He's fucking big and hunched over.
Behind him.
Oh!
What are you doing?
Oh!
Oh, there he goes.
This music is so good.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
Pee on your sister.
Pee on your sister.
Pee on your sister.
Pee on your sister.
So, did you spot the atrocity? Well,
ready
because here it is.
The
atrocious? Yeah.
The atrocity? The crash fucking not opening his eyes?
Yeah, hold on.
I hope you're ready because here it is. I didn't press a single button on my controller. I actually got rewarded for doing nothing. How lazy were they? They didn't once think to check and see, oh shit, maybe the game might suck dick if we don't stop smoking all this weed. Better go back and figure out this game.
Yeah. It's really
weird.
Motion blur. Look at that.
Yeah.
This didn't once go through
Crashes.
their heads. No, wait. It's okay, because the Xbox version reduces load times, guys.
I'm really fixated on that.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
I'm
you're really fucking
autistic
caught up on
about
that.
this, yeah.
It's okay. To any of you who actually want to tell me that your fucking butt-ugly Xbox version redeems this game, I have one thing to say to you.
That's great.
GTA 5.
Great.
So, that was Wrath of Cortex. It was pretty horrendous. Yes, I know you all love your Xbox version so much, but guess what? Even if your version managed to fix one problem or two, you still leave open the other 99. To hear people describe this game as not bad is absurd.
Nah, it's really not. Honestly, to watch this fucking obnoxious fucking video that is too fucking long.
Obnoxious?
Obnoxious, yeah. Just watching this obnoxious fucking video that's too goddamn fucking long, that's really, like, absurd. I'm gonna be honest. Like, this video has just been... fucking hate this so much.
What?
Oh, and saying that Crash Bash is somehow better than this is mind-numbingly stupid? Oh yeah, look, I'm highlighting comments. Is Bash better than... Well, first off, there's comparing...
completely different game. Yeah,
comparing
completely different
games that are platformers and are not platformers, but, like, I would rather play Wrath of Cortex than Bash, definitely, because Bash is fucking, like, not...
Especially, like, if you're talking about solo, because Bash solo is the most fucking boring thing you can...
And not only that, but Bash is also, like, retardedly long, and not, like, the good kind of long, like, it's just bullshit padding. You know, like, they make you do everything like 10 times. Yeah, or 3 times, yeah. You know? So, yeah.
The fact that I prefer Bash to this is mind-numbingly stupid? No, asshole! Bash is fucking functional. I can start up the game and expect it to run as advertised. That is not something I can say for Wrath of Cortex. It does nothing to add to what its predecessor spent so much time building up.
And Bash is a fucking shit party game that's just clearly broken. And fucking stupid. Like, it's clearly just... Like, there's just shit that just was not designed well at all. Like, this game, it's just annoying because I just hate, like, it's just so fucking biased. Like, you know, there's good things that Wrath of Cortex did. Like, I still think the game isn't particularly great. But, like, there are things that it did that are good. For example, I didn't once mention the fucking music, which is, like, the best. I love it so much. I didn't once mention that. Like, hey man, fucking bring that up. Music's really important. Like, honestly, I enjoy this game just for its music and nothing else, because it's fucking great. It's like, hey man, that's kind of fucking important. This video is so shit. God damn it.
Towards the improvements and details of its predecessors, and does absolutely nothing to help the player at all. It does nothing to show any extra attention to detail.
No, you know what, I'm not
even when its predecessors are taken out of the equation, it's just not a very competent platformer at all. The bosses aren't memorable, the vehicles are a fucking nightmare, the glitches are pervasive and common, it overcomplicates the most basic of tasks, and it has no redeemable qualities whatsoever. I take back what I said at the end.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I didn't know you could do that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, only on the the PS2 version. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
My old review. This game isn't terrible. No, it's fucking worse. Saying this game is terrible is an insult to actually terrible games. This can't even be called a game. It is a broken, sloppy, rushed, shitty fucking mess, and you should avoid it at all costs. Sure, I guess you could really dig deeper if you wanted to, but why would you settle for this? There's so many games out there that are better. There are plenty of fun and unique platforms out there that greatly surpass this shit. Like Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, Ratchet & Clank 3, Up Your Arsenal.
Like games I like.
Gubble. Fucking Gubble. Or anything that's not this crap! Seriously though, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next week when I review a surprise game.
It's fucking bad, man. I like that video.
Oh, that's a good frame to freeze on right there.
He's doing one of those, yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why the fuck is this 3 minutes? I wonder what I put at the end. But,
yeah, well.
Let's see. What was I getting at? Well, I'm interested to hear what I'm going to say here, but let me just say that, that is the worst video I've ever fucking made. That was so fucking garbage. The only person that should feel bad are people that like that video. Like, that's it. Like, because it's just fucking retarded. Also, I'm like, if you like that video, whatever, but I think it's fucking garbage. I fucking hate that shit. Like, it's so trash. It's just amazing. Like, yeah, you fucking ignore everything good about the game and you just focus on what sucks. And it's like, yeah, wow, you found out the game sucks. It's just like, it's really easy to call a game shitty when you just ignore everything about it that's good. Like, it's so fucking dumb. Yeah. I just hate this fucking video. It's the stupidest fucking thing I ever made. It's fucking retarded. I'm just glad that we're fucking done with this video, though, because it fucking sucks. Like, it's really shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me hear what retarded shit I'm gonna say here, and then we're on our way out.
I was gonna review Ratchet or Jack next week, but I can't do either. I can't do either because I don't have PS3 component cables for Ratchet HD. And I thought that I owned Jack HD, but apparently the only other Jack game I own aside from Jack 1 is something called Jack X Combat Racing, so no thanks, putting a pin in
fucking,
that
I like
for
this
now.
Bad Man
Game, I'm gonna review a surprise game next week.
What happened?
No, I just like you're like the only other Jack game I own is Jack X Racing, and no thanks.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah. I like this loop of Badman of him dancing in some game.
Yeah.
Because I like that's not in his video. Like, it doesn't go on that long. I just took it and just looped it.
Yeah. Nice. Something called Jack X Combat Racing, so no thanks, putting a pin in that plan for now.
No
so
thanks.
The next game, I'm gonna review a surprise game next week. It'll be a surprise trilogy. Ooh. Well, kind of. So, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next week. Oh, wait. Go click this crotch right here, Cratch, to go watch Badman's Reviewist. Or you could check out my friend Pat and Sam.
Oh, shit!
In this box right here, when they played, I don't even know what, I'll just put up one of their videos, I don't even know.
Those videos are not around anymore. Because Sam committed STIMPYLAND and deleted all the deleted his videos.
That's what we call people now who delete their
committed STIMPYLAND. Yeah, like,
committed STIMPYLAND.
Yeah. I don't like care. I like have someone else edit it for me because it's like too hard. Because I don't like care. I like have someone else edit it.
This
for
sounds
me
like just kind of unscripted and shit, which I like.
Yeah.
Too hard. Seriously though, thank you for watching. And I'll catch you next week when I touch butts.
Nice. And then you played like
there's gotta be something at
the
the end.
So yeah. Killing all your parents. Kill them all the time. Oh.
It's probably.
Oh, is this your sick proof?
Yeah.
Being like, hey, look, I 100%ed it, so that means all my opinions.
Yeah, Breaking Bad spoilers, folks. I actually don't remember what this is.
Okay, well.
Is it? Oh, wow, it is. It's pretty good. Alright. Yeah, Breaking Bad spoilers, folks. He's just crying. He's so excited to be done. There we go.
Epic style.
Epic bacon, yeah. Anyway. So that was that.
Well, it's good to get that out of the way, because now we got through.
Oh, I'm finally fucking done with that video. Yeah. You want to calm down? Jesus Christ. Alright, folks.
Sorry, I'm just, it's good to be done.
So yeah, that was by far the worst video out of the whole series. But thankfully, that's done. And now we got, these last few videos, which are still, not the best. They're kind of bad, but, it's just...
Should be wholesome.
Should be, relatively a little more wholesome. It's really... Those videos are really dumb. That fucking video is the worst. I don't want to end on, a bummer. I don't want to end on, a sour note, but it's just kind of fucking depressing to watch that video, because it's just really clear, I was not a happy person when I made it. Yeah, it's pretty gay. But thankfully, I think I've learned my lesson. You know, and that's the first time I've watched that video since I committed STIMPYLAND. And while I really didn't like watching it again, it feels good to have done that, you know? Like, I feel like I've sort of conquered that video, you know? Because there was just sort of a general anxiety about the STIMPYLAND, and I think, like, the Wrath Revisit was my worst video. I think that was sort of my, you know, my edgy, you know, just sort of, I'm the best, I'm a genius, I'm intelligent, you know, fuck everybody that leaves YouTube comments, you know, like, my big brain shit, you know? That was, like, me at my absolute worst. So I feel like I've conquered that, which is good.
This was like your friend's EP.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Funny obscure reference.
Yeah, there you go.
That no one will get. Except for the one person in the comments who was talking about Ween. I can't remember his name right now, but you're epic.
Alright, so yeah, thanks for watching this episode, folks. Sorry it might have been a bit of a downer, but, actually, you know what? I kind of deserved it. You know, I've reaped what I sown. Is that the right? Yeah. There you go. You know, like, I made a shit-ass video, and I was just combative and shitty to people, so now I gotta sit here and eat shit. But, you know, now I've done that. I've atoned for my sins, and I feel pretty good about it. Like I said before, sorry, I'll let you get to that, but not addressing questions at the end of this one. Like, we're just gonna let Liam give his, you know, we're gonna talk a little more, give our final thoughts, and then we're out of here, because this video is too fucking long. It's gone on way, you know, longer than it should. So, yeah, Liam, what were you gonna say?
Well, no, I was just gonna say, before we watched this review, you know, there was so much shit, not enough spoons to eat it all. But now I feel like we've acquired enough spoons, and we've, you know, eaten every last spoonful of feces, and now we're you know, on the other side.
Yeah, we've gotten through the feces. We've enjoyed our you know feces meal, and now we are. Now what do we get to eat? We get to eat the foreskin, right? We get to peel off the foreskin and chew it, you know, like a fucking, you know, like a fruit roll up, you know.
Probably, yeah.
What the fuck are we talking about? This is stupid. All right. That's what I think of this fucking video. I don't give a shit. It's fucking stupid. It's the worst video I've ever made. Fuck it. I hate it. Liam, what were your thoughts on that video?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the perfect place to end it. Thank you for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time. You're not gonna make a noise or anything?
Okay, hold on.